Douluo, Thunder Dragon Martial Soul, 100 Years of Glory. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 76 Remarks on the release. I've been writing for so long now. Compared to the Blue Silver Grass book, this one has definitely given me more confidence. This isn't my first time writing either. I've been writing for so long, and if nothing else, my writing has improved. While the subject matter may not be original, I'll do my best. I wonder how many readers, like me, got into Douluo through Mutaz comics. I hope you enjoy the comic version. Your subscriptions are my motivation, and once it's online, I hope my motivation will surge. Thank you. The All Heavens chat group, starting with Full-Time Mage. Full-Time Mage fanfiction. Journeying through the world of Full-Time Mage. Good news. Traveling to the Danfang family, and becoming Danfang Lai. Bad news. 16 years later, and the Golden Finger hasn't arrived yet. Just as Danfang Lai was about to fight to the end on his own, climbing to the highest realm of magic, the All Heavens chat group arrived. Zio Yixin joins the chat group. ZHU Zuking joins the chat group. Bayuchu joins the chat group. Lupio joins the chat group. The number of group members has reached the upper limit. You can upgrade the group level to get more places. Looking at the chat group and its members. Danfang Lai, I just didn't turn it off. Chapter 77 Thundering Hellvine. The Thundering Hellvine must grow in a place with dense lightning. This plant needs to absorb the power of thunder between heaven and earth to grow further. Therefore, it usually appears in areas with frequent lightning activity. These areas are often sparsely populated, and the deep mountains and old forests are the ideal habitat for the Thundering Hellvine. According to the fragmentary record, the Thundering Hellvine is a being that is at the top of the plant type soul beasts from birth. It is innately intelligent. When it first grows out, it is like a bamboo shoot, only a small section. The place where it grows must be where there is dense lightning. It can only develop when it rains and thunders. With each lightning strike, it becomes stronger. 100 lightning strikes are equivalent to 1 year of training for an ordinary soul beast. Thunder is the most violent of all natural forces. It is under the test of thunder that the Thundering Hellvine continues to grow. At the beginning, its growth is very slow and difficult because it needs to completely wait for natural thunder to descend upon it in order to develop. So, while other soul beasts take 1 year to cultivate, it may take it 10 years to gather enough thunders for 100 times, which is more than 10 times slower than the cultivation of ordinary soul beasts. However, as time goes by, once the Thundering Hellvine is able to cultivate to the 100-year realm, then the situation will change drastically. The Thundering Hellvine that has cultivated to the level of 100 years can actively attract thunder during thunderstorms and let the thunder bombard itself. Often it can be bombarded by 100 thunders overnight. Although by that time, it will not be just 100 thunders a year to improve its cultivation, but its cultivation speed will be greatly increased. I think this land that attracts lightning is not entirely naturally formed. Young Yibai's gaze once again looked at the soul beast suspected to be the Thundering Hellvine. Also due to its own characteristics, once the Thundering Hellvine has cultivated to a certain level, its destructive power becomes extremely terrifying, often causing the spectacular sight of a thunder pool appearing in an area. This thunder pool will continue to expand as the Thundering Hellvine strengthens itself, until it devours everything around it. Or Thundering Hellvine that has cultivated for 10,000 years is enough to change the celestial phenomena, causing thunder to descend upon the earth, manipulating the power of thunder to destroy everything in the outside world. Therefore, once a Thundering Hellvine of this level of cultivation appears, it will inevitably cause disaster in a corner of the world. Only an extremely powerful being has the potential to destroy it. But the Thundering Hellvine also has a drawback. Because it relies on constantly absorbing thunder to improve itself. After reaching a certain level, the destructive thunder is compressed, and the destructive power is too strong, leaving it vulnerable to self-destruction at any time. The vast majority of thundering hellvines appear in deep mountains and old forests, growing in uninhabited places, but they will ultimately be destroyed in the process of their growth. Depending on the different growth histories of different thundering hell vines, they typically self-destruct between 20,000 and 50,000 years. Few can cultivate for over 50,000 years. This was the first time Yang Wudi had heard of a soul beast like the thundering hell vine. So, the reason for such a dramatic shift in the celestial phenomena here is due to this soul beast. It's drawing the thunder. It seems following us here is indeed rewarding. If, as you say, this soul beast is truly the thundering hell vine, can you tell its age? Yang Wudi asked directly. This thundering hell vine should be between 30,000 and 40,000 years old. I've never seen a soul beast like this before, so I can only judge based on the records in ancient texts. At this point, I can't tell whether this thundering hell vine is cultivating or undergoing a tribulation. Persisting a tribulation? This was the first time Yang Wudi had heard this. Ancient texts record that after the thundering hell vine reaches 10,000 years old, every 10,000 years of advancement, a bolt of lightning will descend to stop it. Soul masters who knew of this in the past called it a tribulation. I see. Now there's another choice. Do you prefer this one? While intellectually the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex is more suitable for me, my inner impulse tells me it desires the spirit ring of the thundering hell vine more. Hehehe. You kid. You haven't read all those books in vain. The thundering hell vine is clearly even rarer than the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex spirit beast. However, Yunyi, have you noticed the skeletons surrounding this valley? Even though they're covered in sand and worn by lightning, I can still spot even a tiny bit of them. Soul Douluo Yang Wudi's mental power had already reached the point of exploration, though this exploration was limited to a certain distance. Yibai hadn't really noticed this. After Yang Wudi finished speaking, his eyes glowed with a faint blue light. After consuming the Wangchuan Qiashudyu, not only did his spiritual power, while still a soul sect member, reach the level expected of a soul king, but it also trained his eyes to piercing golden vision, capable of discerning all manner of rare objects. As his gaze swept over the valley, the skeletons, half hidden by wind and sand, and worn by lightning, gradually revealed their full form. Sure enough, these skeletons are all soul beasts. Yang Wudi nodded, his expression still solemn. The presence of so many soul beast skeletons here proves that a fierce battle must have taken place here before. And the culprit is most likely that thundering hell vine, which exudes lightning. Initially unaware, Yibai sensed a deep sense of death in this valley. However, with the thunder raging here, how could such a deathly aura linger for long beneath the masculine power of the thunderbolts? This situation is likely not the first time these soul beasts have gathered, first fighting over the seemingly severely injured thundering hell vine, and then the thundering hell vine puts an end to the battle. Then it transforms the flesh and blood of these soul beasts into nutrients for its growth. And the reason these soul beasts flock here is probably because of this thundering hell vine. Such a unique thundering hell vine is a coveted tonic for any thunder attributed soul beast. Based on my years of alchemy experience, this plant type soul beast thundering hell vine is on par with those top tier medicinal herbs. Actually, there was no experience involved. It was simply because so many soul beasts coveted the thundering hell vine. Very few plant type soul beasts are favored by soul beasts. Senior Yang is right. This thundering hell vine is, after all, a plant. Yibai hadn't really considered the thundering hell vine to be a medicinal herb. Now that I think about it, a soul beast that can be promoted to 10,000 years old should have certain medicinal properties. Chapter 78 The Cunning Thundering Hell Vine. Yibai and Yang Wudi waited quietly. Boom. Finally, after brewing for a while, the final bolt of lightning from the thundering hell vine descended. This bolt of lightning was crimson, radiating like a snake. As it struck the thundering hell vine's body, it shook violently. Though it made no sound, its movements betrayed its pain. Eventually, the thundering hell vine's movements slowed, its massive body slowly collapsing against the stone wall. Its slight undulations proved it still held a wisp of life, struggling tenaciously. The thick black cloud gradually dissipated. It seems it's survived this day for now. But the real action is yet to come. To Yang Wudi and Yibai, the thundering hell vine's actions seemed deliberate. Ever since they'd discovered some clues, they knew there was more to this thundering hell vine than meets the eye. The dispersal of the thick black cloud signaled the imminent start of the final confrontation. Roar. The blue lightning Tyrannosaurus roared, leaping forward with its legs. Its meager intelligence and instincts told it to intimidate its opponent first, then strike first. But the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex's movements couldn't match its speed. The Thunder Eagle had already taken flight, quickly surpassing the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus. The Thunder Eagle roared in anger, its powerful roar carrying a sonic attack that directly affected the Thunder Eagle's flight. The blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex accelerated, opening its jaws to bite the Thunder Eagle. The Thunder Eagle dodged the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus's attack. Not only the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus and the Thunder Eagle, but the other thunder-attributed soul beasts poised for attack also rushed out. The falling hoofed rhinoceros, the gale thunder wolf, the wild lightning rock leopard, and the purple crowned thunder python. A fierce battle ensued. This kind of soul beast battle is the first time I've ever seen one. Yang Wudi marveled. Senior Yang, you said there are so many soul beast skeletons here. Is it possible that some are buried beneath? Yibai pointed to the ground near the thundering hellvine. Hey, you're right, it's really possible. Wait until these soul beasts have finished fighting. After we've finished the cleanup, we'll come back and take a closer look. The scene below was intense. Some soul beasts had already become spirit rings, while others fled after being injured in the battle. In the end, only 4 of the strongest 10,000-year soul beasts remained. These 4 soul beasts were the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus, the Thunder Eagle, the falling hoofed rhinoceros, and the purple crowned thunder python. However, all 4 soul beasts were wounded. The previous soul beast melee had prevented them from approaching the thundering hellvine. But now, with only these 4 soul beasts left, the final outcome was imminent. At this point, none of them would give up easily. In their eyes, the thundering hellvine was already meat on the chopping block. As for dividing it up, well, soul beasts of different species wouldn't even think of that. Even soul beasts of the same species rarely shared. Roar. The blue lightning Tyrannosaurus roared again, a deafening roar. As the king of beasts, it would never allow another soul beast to lay hands on its prey. The Thunder Eagle circled in the air, its piercing gaze fixed on the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex below. With a flap of its wings, it swooped down, its sharp claws and beak piercing the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex's vitals. The falling hoofed rhinoceros, its massive body and razor-sharp hooves like an unstoppable chariot on the battlefield, also charged towards the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex. The purple crowned thunder python was the most cunning, using its agility and potent venom to target the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex. In the eyes of the falling hoofed rhinoceros, the Thunder Eagle, and the purple crowned thunder python, the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex posed the greatest threat. However, as these 4 soul beasts continued to clash, the thundering hellvine, which had been feigning death, slowly began to stir. However, only Yibai and Yang Wudi noticed the thundering hellvine's movements. Yibai, looks like it's finishing up. This thundering hellvine is truly intelligent. But while the mantis stalks the cicada, the oriole is unaware behind. Swish. The thundering hellvine's long vines swiftly struck out, piercing the Thunder Eagle with a single blow. Cry. The Thunder Eagle cried mournfully. Having just finished attacking the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, it retreated into the air, preparing to strike again. Its focus had been on the 3 blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex spirit beasts, and it hadn't anticipated a surprise attack. Furthermore, it had been severely exhausted from the repeated battles, which was why the thundering hellvine succeeded in its attack. As the purple lightning of the thundering hellvine spread, the Thunder Eagle completely lost its life force, and a black spirit ring emerged from its body. The thundering hellvine flung the Thunder Eagle away. The thundering hellvine chose the Thunder Eagle as its first target, because it could fly, and could escape at any moment. With its prey within its grasp, the thundering hellvine would not give up. The sudden change alerted the ensuing blue lightning Tyrannosaurus, the falling rhino, and the purple crowned thunder python. But before they could fully react, the thundering hellvine struck again, this time targeting the purple crowned thunder python. Past hunting experience had taught it that these long, flying soul beasts were the most troublesome, having let many of them escape before. Therefore, the thundering hellvine prioritized this type of beast. Its vines, swift as lightning, intended to pierce through the enemy like a thunder eagle, but the purple crowned thunder python, alert, dodged. However, the thundering Hellvine quickly shifted its tactics, wrapping its vines around the purple crown thunder python. The purple crown thunder python quickly countered, attempting to shatter the vines with its powerful grip. However, the thundering Hellvine unleashed a burst of purple lightning, which danced across the vines and gushed wildly into the purple crown thunder python's body, causing it to struggle in agony. The lightning from the thundering Hellvine was too powerful. The purple crown thunder python's wasn't even on the same level. Hiss. The purple crown thunder python let out a shrill roar, its body twisting under the ravages of the lightning, but it couldn't break free from the thundering Hellvine's grasp. Seeing this, the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus and the falling rhino immediately attacked the thundering Hellvine. The blue lightning Tyrannosaurus spewed powerful lightning. The falling rhino unleashed a lightning blade. Ultimately, the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus escaped, its lightning resistance and formidable physique primarily responsible for its escape. As for the falling rhino, it became the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus's tool. The 4 injured soul beasts were unable to challenge the thundering Hellvine's true power, and their attack was over. Given its current state, I really don't understand this soul beast. But one thing is for sure, this soul beast is truly powerful. Yang Wudi narrowed his eyes. As a fellow thunder attributed soul beast, the lightning attacks of those soul beasts were completely ineffective. Chapter 79 Absorbing the 40,000 year spirit ring. I'll leave it to Senior Yang. Yibai knew he was completely useless in this situation. His offensive methods were essentially ineffective against the thundering Hellvine. Its lightning is indeed powerful, but my methods are not the lightning it relies on. Yang Wudi's martial spirit, the soul-breaking spear, appeared in his hand. Yang Wudi rushed forward. Swish. Yang Wudi dodged above the thundering Hellvine. As the vine gathered its prey, Yang Wudi flung the soul-breaking spear directly forward. Yang Wudi's second and third spirit rings illuminated. The soul-breaking spear's second spirit skill, penetration, increased its penetration by 100%. Its third spirit skill, explosion, caused the spear tip to suddenly emit a layer of black light, increasing its attack power to an even more terrifying level. Upon piercing anything, its spirit power would unleash a terrifying explosion, imbuing the spear with even greater destructive power. Using 2 spirit skills was a testament to Yang Wudi's regard for the 10,000-year-old thundering Hellvine. If it were a 10,000-year-old soul beast with a different weakness, he wouldn't have used his soul ability at all. Swish. The thundering Hellvine's body was pierced through. The puncture point exploded, leaving a hole in the vine's body. Fortunately, the vine's body was wide, otherwise it would have been severed. The breaking of the soul-breaking spear wasn't for nothing. The pain from the spear's piercing through the body caused the thundering Hellvine to shake violently. As Yang Wudi's soul-breaking spear pierced the thundering Hellvine's body, the area surrounding it instantly transformed into a sea of lightning. The lightning rained down from the sky like a cage of lightning. This was the thundering Hellvine's ability, Lightning Forest. Unleashing Lightning Forest was the thundering Hellvine's instinctive reaction upon injury. If an enemy invaded its territory and inflicted damage, the thundering Hellvine would unleash a forest of lightning, trapping the enemy within and wielding its boundless power. The soul-breaking spear had returned to his grasp. Yang Wudi, mid-air, felt the pressure of the surrounding lightning, his expression unmoved. His first spirit ring ignited. First spirit skill, shock. A sudden burst of explosive energy erupted from Yang Wudi, condensing into the soul-breaking spear. With a flick of the spear, Yang Wudi swung it, releasing a flash of light. The energy, along with the spear's light, struck the dense forest of lightning before him. The light approached the dense lightning, but was deflected before it could fully contact it. Yang Wudi charged directly into it. The thundering Hellvine's lightning forest was powerful, but unfortunately, it was only a 40,000-year-old spirit beast, unable to pose a threat to Yang Wudi. The thundering Hellvine raged. It swung its body, the sound of it breaking through the air betraying its rage and fear. Yang Wudi's attack had indeed wounded it. It had encountered humans like Yang Wudi over the years, but those humans had become its sustenance. The 10,000-year-old Thunder Hellvine's strength rivaled that of a soul saint among soul masters. Its location was unusually hidden, and the noise it made during its breakthroughs attracted so many creatures. The Thunder Hellvine began to gather its power, and the celestial phenomena shifted because of it. The celestial phenomena have changed, it's fighting for its life. This is the first time I've seen a 10,000-year-old thunder hellvine, and I wonder just how far its power can rival that of a human soul master. Yibai's eyes were deep. The thunder hellvine's attack landed, and as its ability was activated, the sky darkened. From the dark purple sky, balls of lightning rapidly condensed and rose. Each ball was like a volcano ready to erupt, possessing immense destructive power. The thunder hellvine's ability was Thunder Hell. This power is beyond the reach of ordinary 10,000-year-old soul beasts. Yang Wudi's battle intuition was so sharp that he could already sense the power contained within these balls. 5th soul skill, Break. A circle of black flames suddenly erupted from his body, increasing the attack power of the soul-breaking spear. Break it. With a furious roar, Yang Wudi, like a flash of black lightning, darted through the dense swarm of lightning balls. The soul-breaking spear in his hand seemed to transform into a sharp blade that ripped through space. Each strike landed precisely on the lightning balls, unleashing a deafening roar. The lightning balls exploded under the impact of the soul-breaking spear, releasing dazzling lightning and intense energy fluctuations. Helpless, Yang Wudi could only release his soul power to defend against these explosive impacts. Suddenly, a sense of alarm flashed through Yang Wudi's heart, a warning from his mind. 7th soul skill, Martial Soul True Form. The next moment, a thundering hell prison vine, brimming with lightning plasma, swung fiercely towards Yang Wudi. The thundering hell prison vine's skill, Thunder God's Whip. Streams of lightning plasma were absorbed by the thundering hell prison vine, which then unleashed its most powerful single target attack. The thundering hell vine was incredibly powerful. But Yang Wudi, a soul Douluo whose combat prowess rivaled that of a titled Douluo, was no joke. After a while, Yang Wudi called out to Yibai, "Yibai, come here." Yibai emerged from the shadows. "Senior Yang, are you alright? Although this thundering hell vine is quite formidable, it wasn't too much of a problem for me. But its lightning is incredibly powerful and dense. And that move of its, where it concentrates all its strength into a single point and whips it wildly at me. Even I felt threatened." Yang Wudi lamented after the battle. "Thank you for your trouble, Senior Yang," Yibai said respectfully. "Ha ha ha ha, no problem. This kind of soul beast is very rare. End it sooner rather than later. Absorb its spirit ring, so I can see if you've inherited its powerful spirit abilities." Yibai, without further ado, ended the thundering hellvine, which had been battered to death by Yang Wudi. A black spirit ring emerged, and Yibai sat cross-legged on the ground, drawing it toward him with his spirit power. About an hour later, Yibai's frown relaxed a little. Thin golden threads of lightning slowly emerged from his body. This was because Yibai was unable to control the soul power after absorbing the soul ring, and the soul power overflowed. The soul ring was absorbed so quickly? Yang Wudi was quite surprised. Just when Yang Wudi thought the situation was settled, suddenly, Yibai's relaxed brows frowned again. He endured the pain, but he still couldn't help but let out a low cry of pain. Yibai, who was sitting cross-legged, had a violent spasm and was shaking all over. Before Yang Wudi could figure out what was going on, he saw Yibai suddenly shout, "I will use my flesh and blood to confine you in exchange for your weapon." Chapter 80, External Soul Bone, Thunder. Suddenly, Yibai's overflowing soul power was retracted, and his blood energy flowed inward. It's as if he's using his own soul power and blood energy to forge something. Yang Wudi finally caught a glimpse of what was going on. Swish. A deep purple light suddenly appeared above Yibai's right hand. This light was about 1.5 meters long. The purple color in the golden lightning-like light on Yibai's body made him look even more mysterious. What is this? Yang Wudi's eyes were filled with shock. Although he hadn't seen the whole thing, he had a rough idea of what it was. It's actually an external soul bone. The purple light slowly dissipated, finally revealing its true form. A long, curved sword emitting a faint cold glow appeared before Yang Wudi's eyes. The blade was as white as snow, its lines flowing and elegant. Its unique design, narrow in front and wide in the back, gave it an extraordinary beauty and power. This long sword seemed a perfect fusion of nature's purest ice crystals and the toughest metal, emitting a chilling chill and sharp edge. Its curvature was perfectly balanced, ensuring both power and speed when swung without sacrificing flexibility. It seemed born for battle, forged to slash through all obstacles. Is this really what an externally attached spirit bone should look like? Yang Wudi wasn't entirely sure. He had only seen spirit bones, let alone external ones, when he was in the far north. So, he wasn't sure if externally attached spirit bones looked like this. HAA. Thank you, Senior Yang, for your concern. I'm fine now. Yibai slowly stood up. His movements were slow, and it was obvious that what had just happened had taken a toll on him. You're too weak. The words were rough, but the truth was clear. Yibai certainly looked weak now. Although Yang Wuda's words were ambiguous, Yibai understood the other party's direct meaning. Although it's a lot to pay, the rewards are even greater, aren't they? Yibai said with a smile. You brat. Yang Wudi scolded with a smile. That's an external spirit bone. In the spirit master world, it's comparable to 100,000-year spirit ring or 100,000-year spirit bone. But the shape of your external spirit bone no longer looks like an external spirit bone. It looks more like a metal blade. Swish. With a flash of light and a purple hue, the long sword appeared in Yibai's hand again. It wasn't originally a spirit ring like this. After absorbing it, the sudden pain made me discover this sudden external spirit bone. It's wriggling along my spine, trying to burst forth. Yibai was no ordinary man. Upon seeing this unusual behavior, he immediately thought of the external spirit bone. He paused before continuing. I used my spirit power as fire, supplemented by blood, energy, and bones, and my body as a furnace, tempering it within me, ultimately forging this blade. As he grasped the long sword with his backhand, his aura instantly soared, as if merging with the weapon in his hands. Two purple lightning blades swung with him, like lightning piercing the night sky. With a deafening roar, they slashed directly into the solid stone wall. Bang! The moment the blades collided with the stone wall, a powerful energy surge erupted, sending stone chips flying and creating a large hole on the outside. Two deep cracks remained within, demonstrating the explosive and penetrating power of the two purple blades. I'll name it thunder. What power? Yang Wuda's eyes trembled slightly. Ordinary attacks exploded on impact and dispersed on contact. But a truly profound attack, one with annihilating power, remained concentrated upon contact with an object. What a lucky star. It's already a 10,000-year-old external soul bone, and now you've encountered such a ruthless person, forging a weapon within your body. You're a lunatic. There was nothing left to be unbelievable. The facts were clear before their eyes. Yibai had indeed acquired a weapon akin to a martial spirit. With something as miraculous as a martial spirit, the idea of a soul bone transforming into a weapon was no surprise. However, it's best not to reveal this external soul bone easily. Others don't care how your external soul bone came about. Those greedy will only tear you apart and search for it until they find it. Unless your external soul bone truly becomes a part of your body, it can be peeled off. But I can't say what the external soul bone you have now is like. Who knows, you could actually dig a knife out of your body. Yang Wuda's expression turned strange, his tone uncertain. Yang Wudi naturally wouldn't covet Yibai. Not only him, but none of the four single attribute clans would have such thoughts. Their philosophy was to adhere to the one principle. Senior Yang, you're joking. Yibai said with a faint smile. To be honest, he wasn't sure if his external soul bone was truly what Yang Wudi said. After all, Lei Ming's primary component was soul bone, and soul bone itself possessed an extremely strong metallic toughness. In short, he would need to harness the power of the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire to completely refine Lei Ming and make him a part of his body. Yibai's hunt for his fifth spirit ring has concluded. The spirit beast that spawned this fifth spirit ring, the thundering Hellvine, is actually a 40,000-year-old spirit beast. This is a case of becoming stronger with each passing step. He's been planning since his first spirit ring, and now, with his fifth, he's far superior to everyone else. Of course, this is also driven by a sense of urgency. This Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus clan member is truly impressive. With just his looks, his brains, he's managed to captivate the Spirit Hall's Saintess. This would have been a good thing, but this clan member is simply too proud. He took advantage of others' favors and then turned his back on them. Yet, this Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus clan member allowed a love-struck woman to cleanse the entire continent and reshape the world for him. And those with the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus spirit are the primary targets. The knife is already at his neck, and he won't wait for it to fall. As for defecting to the enemy, haha, when all is said and done, that's when the defector's head will fall. In that person's eyes, only one person with the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex spirit could survive, and only that person's survival could allow that person to wash away the insult. This was a battle of life and death, and he couldn't afford to be careless. Chapter 81, Heaven fighting Shrek, to level reversal. While young Yibai and Yang Wudi were out hunting for their 5th spirit ring, a thrilling 7-person team battle had just concluded in the Soto City Soul Arena, across the Heaven Dao Empire and the Baroque Kingdom. Ha 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 ha, Teacherkin, I didn't expect such a small place to have such an outstanding team. They gave us such a tough time, Yu Xianheng said happily to Kinming upon returning to the lounge. Kinming wore a faint smile. He considered this a very good result. Even though Yu Xianheng and his team were battling his former employer, Shrek Academy, their victory proved his education was a success. So, he had no complaints. Boss, you're right. They actually have a spirit fusion technique. Otherwise, we would have won long ago. By the way, there's that blue silver grass spirit master. His movements are incredibly strange. They are so young, yet they are almost soul masters. If they were our age, I'm afraid we wouldn't be their match. Ha ha ha. Your opponents are my juniors. Kinming laughed heartily. Do you still remember the name of our opponent's team? Team Shrek? Oslo whispered. Yes, I graduated from this very academy. Kinming's face lit up with nostalgia as he spoke of this. He sighed softly and continued. Although Shrek Academy is small, the teachers there are all extremely powerful spirit masters. My teacher back then was Flying Horn, who created the golden triangle in the Spirit Master world. Dean Flanders is a spirit sage of the agility attack department. His strength and vision are both first-rate. Yu Xianheng's eyes flashed with surprise when he heard this. He hadn't expected that his respected teacher Kinming had such a deep connection with Shrek Academy. So, the team we defeated this time can also be considered your alma mater? Xiamo frowned slightly. He didn't like the idea of fighting with his teachers involved. You could say that, but on the path of a soul master, there's only strength and weakness, no mercy. You performed well today. Facing a formidable opponent, you remained calm and ultimately triumphed. Kinming nodded with satisfaction, fully aware of the importance of mindset on the soul master's path. In the Xiandao team's lounge, the atmosphere was light-hearted. Let's go. I'll take you to meet them. Kinming's mood brightened at the thought of meeting his mentor and fellow disciples. The current members of the Xiandao team include Yu Xianheng, a soul master, and the other 6 soul masters, the Xiamo brothers, Oslo, Yufeng, Yuan Qingfeng, and Li Qinglin. This time, thanks to Yan Yibai, Yu Xianheng also reached the soul master realm during this period. As for Yi Lingling, just as Yan Yibai coveted Feng Zai Ocean, she too had someone's attention. Who that person was would be quite interesting. Meanwhile, in the Shrek Academy lounge, the atmosphere was somewhat more somber. I didn't expect we'd lose, Dame Yibai whispered, his eyes filled with disappointment. Tangsen patted his shoulder gently, soothing him. It's okay, Boss Day. This was just one battle. We still have many opportunities. Besides, we've learned quite a bit from today's battle. Xiao Wu pouted, unconvinced. That Yu Xianheng's Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex spirit is indeed formidable, but we are not without a chance. Next time, we'll give them a good fight. Mahanjin looked regretful. If I were faster, maybe I could have caught up with them and given them a surprise attack. Dean Flender entered the lounge. Seeing the crowd's dejected expressions, he smiled faintly and said, "Alright, kids, victory and defeat are common in the military. You performed well today, especially against such a formidable opponent, and you managed to persevere to the end. I'm proud of you." Hearing Dean Flender's words, everyone's mood brightened slightly. They knew that, win or lose, they had a dean and teacher who would always support them. You performed very well this time. Flender was accompanied by Master Yu Xiaogang. Not only are your opponents a soul master with the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus spirit, but the others are all soul masters above level 35. Their spirit powers are higher than yours, and the quality of their spirits is also very strong. The fact that you could fight them to this extent is beyond my expectation. Dean Flender, teacher, what should we do next? Tangson asked. He knew that failure wasn't the worst, but failing to learn from it and improve oneself. Master Uzaiagang said, next, you must summarize your experiences and identify your shortcomings. At the same time, you must intensify your training and improve your strength. I'll give you a short vacation this time. I'll then consider when to begin your next phase of training. Just as Uzaiagang was about to continue, there was a knock on the lounge door. Mahanjan went to open it. Outside, the Xiandao team and Kinming were standing there. Kinming, the leader, looked at Flender and smiled faintly. Dean Flender, Vice Dean Zhao Wuji, long time no see. Disciple Kinming greets you. Zhao Wuji, good boy, it's you. So you're the leader of the Xiandao team. Ha ha ha. Flender propped up his glasses. Looks like you're doing well. Kinming stood respectfully with his hands lowered. Kinming, no matter what, the two deans will always be my mentors, and Kinming will always be a disciple of Shrek Academy. Uncle, Yu Xianheng suddenly exclaimed. He had already spotted Yu Xiaogang following behind. Xianheng. Yu Xiaogang twitched his lips slightly. He had originally planned to go find Yu Xianheng later. For Yu Xiaogang, going to Yu Xianheng on his own and Yu Xianheng coming to him were two completely different things. It was a question of initiative. Xianheng, you've grown up. Not bad. You're already a soul master, truly the most outstanding youngster in the family. As an uncle, he was pleased to see his nephew achieve such success. Actually, uncle, I'm not the best yet. Oh. Yu Xiaogang became interested. But since he was interested, Yu Xianheng didn't continue, as there were outsiders present. Yu Xiaogang tactfully didn't ask further questions. The Xiandao team and the Shrek team were meeting, meaning Shrek Academy would soon be heading to Xiandao City. The Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition was still about a year away. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 80 To Shrek enters Xiandao, Feng Zai Ocean arrives. Meanwhile, in Xiandao City, at Lanbei Academy, have you found Yan Yibai and Du Guyan? The Lanbei Academy dean asked the teachers below. Due to their special status, they have a lot of autonomy. We usually don't pay much attention to them, the teacher said helplessly. What about Oscar? I remember him being the one who interacted most with Yan Yibai and the others. Doesn't he know about them? Oscar is still at the academy, but he's been leaving early and coming back late lately. I don't know what he's been doing. The teacher hadn't thought of using Oscar to find someone. The Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite competition is coming soon, and we need to quickly gather the most talented and capable members of the academy. While there's still time, let them practice more and get them to work together. The dean, this year, Yan Yibai, Du Guyan, Oscar, Tailong, Huang Yuan, Jingling, and Jiang Zhu, the 7 of them will represent Lanbei Academy. With those 7, perhaps we can place even higher this time. The teacher was optimistic. However, he had no idea that this current team up was completely wishful thinking, and they had no idea Yan Yibai was about to switch. After all, from the very beginning, Blue Domination Academy was merely a springboard for Yan Yibai, a temporary place for him to train in Xiandao City. Of course, more importantly, the academy's dean, his elder Liu Erlong, was also a love-brained person, and she was not to be trifled with. If he truly stayed in this academy, he wouldn't necessarily think of meat. Even if he did, he would rather eat all 3 pieces of meat. So, no matter what was said, he didn't care what others thought of him, just like when his spirit ring was criticized by the Blue Lightning Tyrant clan. He never cared about others' opinions. That night, a teacher from Blue Domination Academy cornered Oscar. Oscar, the teacher called out from a distance at the academy in trance. Hey? Teacher Lingming. What do you want to talk to me about? Oscar, you usually interact most with Yan Yibai and Douluo Yan. Do you know where they've gone? The boss and the big sister? Oscar instinctively became wary. He usually didn't pay much attention to them, so suddenly asking about them meant something was up. They haven't contacted me in a while, and I have no idea what they are doing. Much like Yan Yibai, ever since he learned Yan Yibai and the others had founded Wuji Academy, his attitude towards Lanbei Academy had changed. Well, strictly speaking, his attitude towards Lanbei Academy had always been unfamiliar. It wasn't that he was ungrateful, but that was the truth. He'd paid tuition at Lanbei Academy, but the academy had only given him standard classes, and not much in the way of resources or training. It was Yan Yibai who brought him to Lanbei Academy, and his development had largely depended on Yan Yibai, so wherever Yan Yibai went, he went. Is that so? Then Oscar, if you have any information about them, tell the teacher. Okay, no problem. Oscar agreed immediately. While he agreed verbally, whether he'd actually follow through was another matter. Sure enough, not long after asking Oscar that question, 3 withdrawal applications landed on the Lanbei Academy dean's desk. It was a dropout application, but in reality, it was just a formality. Blue Tyrant Academy wouldn't approve it, and if they didn't, Poison Douluo would come knocking. Bullying might sound unpleasant, but it certainly worked. However, shortly after Oscar entrusted the 3 dropout applications to Blue Tyrant Academy teachers and traveled to Wuji City with Yang Tae and Niu-shan, the Shrek group arrived in Xiandao City. After their battle with the Xiandao team, the Shrek group trained for another 6 months before, having no other choice, applying for and enrolling at the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy. This time, while the Shrek group had also incurred the wrath of the 4th Prince Zubeng, they were free from the interference of Douluo Yan and Douluo Bo. Prince Zuxing had also brought his men to prevent Shrek Academy from enrolling due to the 4th Prince Zubeng, but Douluo Bo was absent this time due to an unforeseen matter. So, despite Prince Zuxing's intervention, it was ultimately the 3 Soul Douluo members of the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy who accepted the Shrek group. While Shrek did enroll at the Xiandao Royal Academy for Advanced Soul Masters, their journey wasn't all smooth sailing. Prince Zubeng was naturally reluctant to accept Shrek's admission to the Xiandao Royal Academy. After all, the Xiandao Royal Academy occupied a royal aristocratic academy, and Shrek Academy, with its commoner aristocratic academy, naturally felt out of place. Even someone like Yibai, despite his aristocratic aura, still held the Shrek commoner label. In the southern part of the Sunset's Forest, at Wuji City's Wuji Academy, with the competition still 6 months away, Feng Xiaoshan also arrived from Shinfeng Academy. The Wuji Academy team representing the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition had finally assembled. When was this city built? Feng Xiaoshan asked, looking at the city before him, and looking at Yan Yibai beside him. This is our academy, Wuji Academy. Wuji Academy. I've never heard of that name before. No, weren't you at Lanbei Academy? Lanbei Academy is a thing of the past. The current Wuji Academy is a newly established academy for advanced spirit masters, formed by 3 of the 4 single attribute clans, the Po, U, and minimum clans along with senior Debu. This Wuji City is Wuji Academy. Feng Xiaoshan shared the same sentiment as the middle-aged man to his left. This middle-aged man was Feng Xiaoshan's father, the Dean of Divine Wind Academy, Feng Ke, a level 72 agility attack spirit saint with a swift wind demon wolf spirit. He had come with Feng Xiaoshan, wanting to see what kind of academy his son had so willingly transferred to. Although he already knew the academy's background, he was still shocked when he saw it in person. This city was actually an academy. A city is an academy, what a grand gesture. Feng Ke said with narrowed eyes. Yan Yibai, I'm sure Uncle Feng has heard of the Yu clan. I see. Feng Ke understood. He had heard of the Yu clan's reputation. However, he hadn't expected that Feng Xiaoshan had simply mentioned that Yan Yibai had the poisoned Douluo Douluo Bo behind him. Now it seemed that Yan Yibai had even more backing. However, thinking of Yan Yibai's strength and talent, he felt that it was no big deal that Yan Yibai could gather these people. Chapter 83. The competition begins. Martial arts gather together. After Feng Xiaoshan's father entered Wuji Academy, he got a glimpse of its prowess. Aside from meeting title Douluo Dugubo, he had already seen 3 Soul Douluos, Yang Wudi, Niu Gao, and Beihi. This lineup clearly didn't resemble the level expected of a high-level Soul Master Academy. Even the highest institution in the Heaven Dao Empire boasted only 3 Soul Douluo level faculty members. With its top-tier configuration, Wuji Academy surpassed the Heaven Dao Imperial High-Level Soul Master Academy. Meanwhile, the first group of new Wuji Academy representatives to compete in the Continental High-Level Soul Master Academy Elite Competition had arrived. The Wuji Academy team's captain was Yibai, a level 53 power attack War Soul King. The vice captain was Du Guyan, a level 54 control War Soul King. Feng Zai Ocean was a level 48 agility attack War Soul Sect. The elixir Yibai had given him increased his soul power by 1 level. Oscar was a level 43 support War Soul Sect. Yang Te was a level 42 power attack War Soul Sect. Niu Shine was a level 42 defense War Soul Sect. The two had limited talent, advancing 1 level per year, and perhaps had a chance to break through to level 43 before the official start of the competition. The final member, Yi Lingling, was a 41st level support type battle soul master. Du Guyan had specifically sought this teammate out even before the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy established its Xiandao team, but she was unsuccessful. It wasn't until the establishment of Wuji Academy, and after learning about its roster, that Yi Lingling considered joining. She had chosen the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy because of its royal family. The 9-hearted Begonia lineage also had its own frustrations. In addition, they had prepared 4 Soul Master level candidates. Huang Weiyuan, a 33rd level power attack type battle Soul Master, possessed the martial soul of Fire Monkey. Qiyu Wuji, a 32nd level agility type battle Soul Master, possessed the martial soul of Shadow Chasing Tiger. Li Menki, a 32nd level control type battle Soul Master, possessed the martial soul of Golden Thread. Yi Qingling, a 31st level support type weapon soul master, possessed the martial soul of Living Scepter. The spirit powers of Yibai, Du Guyan, and Oscar increased rapidly, thanks to the advantages bestowed upon them by the immortal treasures, which accelerated their cultivation. For the next 6 months, these 11 individuals would engage in joint team battle training. Time flowed like the tide, and 6 months passed swiftly. A grand festival across the continent was about to begin. The finals of the Continental Elite Competition would be held in the Spirit Hall Spirit City. Those who could compete in Spirit City would need to advance through the competition and secure a place. Of course, as the dominant powers of the continent, the Spirit Hall, the Heaven Dao Empire, and the Star Luo Empire could directly skip the preliminary rounds and compete in the finals. In Heaven Dao City, apart from a few high-level Spirit Master Academies established there, all the other high-level Spirit Master Academies within the Heaven Dao Empire began arriving one after another. Yibai's academy was not far from Heaven Dao City, so they arrived early and checked into the city's most luxurious hotel. The competition was still several days away, so Yibai had given everyone a day off. For a moment, only Yibai and Du Guyan remained from the entire Wuji Academy team. They exchanged a helpless smile. Let's go. With so many people coming to Xiandao City lately, maybe there's something good at the Xiandao Grand Auction. Let's go check it out. Now that you mention it, I haven't been there in years. Du Guyan couldn't help but look nostalgic. She slipped her arm around Yibai's, and the two of them headed towards the Xiandao City Grand Auction. Yibai and Du Guyan arrived relatively early, before the auction officially began. This was Yibai's first time at the auction, as he had neither the money nor the need for it. It's truly worthy of this Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition. So many people have turned up. Du Guyan, sitting near the front with Yibai, wore masks. She sighed as she looked at the seats below them, which were almost 3/4 full. It seems we're really lucky today. While this isn't a top-tier auction house, it's already a mid-range auction. Judging by the way things are going today, I'm sure there'll be some good stuff later. Hopefully, there'll be something we'll like. After saying this, Yibai closed his eyes to rest. The mid-level auction house is divided into VIP and regular areas, with 2 floors, the top floor being reserved for VIPs. To the right of Yibai and Du Guyan sat a man in a white suit. Next to him sat a slightly younger man, his golden attire accentuating his elegance. Besides these two, there were quite a few others in the VIP seats, all of them of high status. Time slowly passed, and with a click, the lights in the auction hall came on. At the auction table, a host, dressed in gorgeous attire, stood smiling, as if ready to welcome the grand occasion. Dear guests, welcome to the Xiandao Grand Auction. I'm Xiaoya, the host of this auction. I'm sure everyone here already knows that every time we open our auction, we always bring countless surprises and great prizes. Today is no exception. Xiaoya's clear and melodious voice echoed through the speakers throughout the auction hall, making everyone's heart beat faster. First, let's unveil today's first lot. Xiaoya's voice was full of charm. Then, a dedicated staff member brought the first lot to the auction table, covered with a red cloth. This is a mysterious soul guide from ancient times. It has a unique shape and exquisite craftsmanship, and its internal space is a full 50 cubic meters. Xiaoya explained in detail the origin, function, and value of this soul guide. However, even the mouths of the auction house can make a dead person live. This is actually a storage soul guide that has been left over from the past. However, in this era of relatively young soul guide technology, even such a storage soul guide is always a hot commodity. Starting price: 100,000 gold soul coins. Xiaoya's voice was firm and powerful, her words like a flash of lightning, shattering the silence of the auction hall. 110,000 gold soul coins. 150,000 gold soul coins. 160,000 gold soul coins. Another voice rang out, attempting to push the price higher. Xiaoya stood at the auction table, her gaze sweeping across the room, a professional smile never lost on her face. She knew that an auction wasn't just about trading goods, it was also a battle of psychology and strategy. In this contest, she needed to remain calm and sharp, guiding the bidding in the most favorable direction. Chapter 84 Ningfeng Zhizuking. 200,000 gold soul coins. A powerful voice suddenly boomed, interrupting the rhythm of the bidding. Everyone turned their attention to see a middle-aged man in an ornate robe slowly raising his number plate, his eyes revealing a determined bid. 250,000 gold soul coins. Another guest, not to be outdone, immediately raised the bid. Bids surged again, the price soaring like a wild horse. Xiaoya stood by, silently observing the changes in the auction room. She already had a rough estimate of the final price of the item. 300,000 gold soul coins. The middle-aged man raised the bid again, his voice firm and powerful, as if he had made up his mind to secure the item. A brief silence fell as the guests debated whether to continue bidding. After all, while the item was precious, its price had already reached a high level. Just then, a clear, melodious voice suddenly rang out. 350,000 gold soul coins. Everyone looked in the direction of the voice and saw a beautiful young woman slowly raising her number plate. A faint smile graced her face, her eyes revealing a calm and confident expression. Xiaoya was slightly startled. She recognized the woman as the daughter of a renowned soul master family in the city, not only of exceptional skill, but also of distinguished ancestry. It seemed this auction item had already attracted the attention of many powerful guests. Ultimately, the soul guide device was successfully purchased by this mysterious soul master for 350,000 gold soul coins. Xiaoya smiled and announced the deal, casting an approving glance at the buyer. Oh, it's her. Du Guyan chuckled, her tone undisguised in her disdain. The Qiu family, a controlling family in Xiandao City, possesses the wind and snow fan as their family spirit. Their highest cultivation level is only a soul sage, but they have connections in the Xiandao Empire's court, making them quite powerful in Xiandao City. She's always pretending. She wasn't like this back when she was at the Xiandao Imperial Academy for Advanced Soul Masters. From her tone, it seemed this woman had a past feud with Du Guyan. Young Yibai didn't want to get involved in a girl's peculiar struggle. Next, we are auctioning a precious spiritual herb, the purple cloud vine. Growing in treacherous lands, this vine absorbs the essence of nature and heaven, and is extremely beneficial for cultivation. Starting price: 200,000 gold soul coins. Xiaoya's voice echoed again, and with it, the purple cloud vine was unveiled, as if beckoning the crowd. 250,000 gold soul coins. A gruff voice echoed from the crowd, breaking the brief silence. 260,000 gold soul coins. Followed by another voice, not to be outdone. The price climbed steadily through rounds of bidding. Yun Yibai and Douluo Yan sat nearby, observing the entire process in silence. To be frank, in Douluo's Yun Yang eyes, this item was truly inferior. It might be a good item for others, but not for Yun Yibai. After all, he had seen plenty of fine items. After 2 items were auctioned, the third was more interesting. While this third item might not be a great find for women, it was good news for the male patrons. The third item was a leopard girl, a rare item offered by the Xiandao City auction house due to the large number of outsiders visiting the city. A leopard girl is a leopard-like beast spirit that awakens, causing its body to mutate, taking on a leopard-like form. Sometimes, it's not that men's money is hard to earn, but rather that the product doesn't appeal to their desires. Naturally, this leopard girl sparked a fierce competition. Meanwhile, Douluo Yan silently raised her hand to block Yun Yibai's view. Teacher, did you specifically ask me to come here today because you knew what great things were here? The elegant young man asked. Although the royal family had a share of the Xiandao auction house, he was already busy with his daily work and rarely intervened in matters unrelated to his authority. Haha, King, you need to relax after work. The Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite competition is coming soon, so you can relax a bit. Besides, you have a share of the Xiandao auction house. It's your property, so you should inspect it. The man in the white suit beside him said with a gentle smile. Teacher, the bigger the event, the more King can't rest. More people means more chaos, the young man said with a wry smile. King, I understand your sense of responsibility, but sometimes, a little relaxation is necessary to better prepare for the challenges ahead. The man in the white suit, Ning Fengzi, the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile Sect's master and teacher of the Xiandao Empire's Crown Prince Zuking, said earnestly. Ning Fengzi smiled faintly, his gaze penetrating toward the auction table. He spoke slowly. King, you know that every once in a while, rare items appear at the Xiandao auction house. Today, I've received news of a very special item that might be helpful to you. Oh, what item? Zuking's eyes flickered with curiosity. A mysterious armor from ancient ruins. It's said to possess powerful defensive capabilities. You should pay more attention to your safety. You're the direct heir to the Empire. While your position is secure, you still need to take necessary precautions. Thank you, teacher, for your concern, Zuking said with a smile. You and I, master and disciple, are like father and son. Ning Fengzi patted Zuking's shoulder. There was no unfounded concern, but rather a shared interest. At the following auction, Yun Yibai, as he had hoped, obtained a soul guide capable of storing living things for 350,000 gold soul coins. Today's final lot is a treasure trove from ancient ruins accidentally discovered by a team of soul masters during an expedition. Xiaoya's voice was tinged with excitement. She slowly lifted the red cloth covering the item, revealing a suit of armor gleaming with an ancient luster. Dear guests, please allow me to solemnly introduce this armor. After careful evaluation and appraisal by our auction house's top experts, we have confirmed that it is no ordinary piece. This armor must have been crafted by a master craftsman long ago. After evaluation, it has been confirmed to be able to withstand the attacks of a Soul Sage level powerhouse. As Xiaoya finished her words, the auction hall erupted in exclamations. Soul Sages hold a pivotal position throughout the Douluo continent, and armor capable of withstanding Soul Sage attacks is naturally of undeniable value. Starting price: 500,000 gold soul coins. Xiaoya's voice was firm and powerful. Her words, like a command, instantly ignited the bidding enthusiasm in the auction hall. The armor is well founded. In the original text, Tangsun had armor at the auction, housed in Hanhei City. The 800-story high Ruai soft armor can defend against the Soul Emperor, so the ancient master craftsman's work must be quite good. Chapter 85: The Hand of Master Craftsman, the so-called divine weapon. It can withstand attacks from Soul Sages. If it were any ordinary armor, it might just be boastful, but if it were crafted by a master craftsman, it might truly possess such defensive power. The contemporary master craftsman Lao Gao has crafted the 8 treasures Ruai armor, which can defend against the 6th soul skill of a powerful attack type soul master. And since Lao Gao is only a soul sage, master craftsmen with higher soul power levels could naturally create even stronger armor. 510,000 gold soul coins. A resounding voice from below shattered the silence. If it could truly withstand a soul sage, such a treasure would be very useful to them. After all, many people never reach the soul sage realm in their entire lives. The same was true for the many bidders present. The work of master craftsmen commands immense trust, and with the reputation of the Heaven Dao Empire, they weren't worried about it being a fake. As bids began to be raised, the atmosphere in the auction hall instantly became tense. 520,000 gold soul coins. 530,000 gold soul coins. Bidding echoed throughout the auction hall, each bid heightening the excitement. Someone kept staring at the armor, gleaming with an ancient luster, their eyes revealing their determination to acquire it. When the bid reached 600,000 gold soul coins, the VIPs in the VIP seats also raised their bids. 620,000 gold soul coins. An elderly man in brocade robes spoke with an undeniable authority, like a prince himself, instantly bringing the atmosphere in the auction hall to a fever pitch. Haha, that's too stingy, old man. The auction house didn't care about status, only money. 650,000 gold soul coins. Another nobleman quipped, flicking a feather fan, before slowly speaking. HMPH. Young man, don't make the mistake. The old man snorted, his voice tinged with displeasure and defiance. Do you know the value of this armor? 660,000 gold soul coins. The young man waved his feather fan, a playful smile curling his lips. Oh, since you, old man, value this armor so much, then I will naturally oblige you. However, since you've asked, I can't be stingy. How about 670,000 gold soul coins? As the two bid, the atmosphere in the auction hall grew tense. Everyone held their breath, afraid to miss a single detail. Yibai stood in the crowd, his eyes fixed on the armor gleaming with an ancient light, calculating silently in his mind. 680,000 gold soul coins. The old man raised the price again, his voice filled with unquestionable determination. The young master paused, seemingly surprised by the elder's insistence, but quickly regained his composure. Since you are so persistent, I will play along a little longer. 690,000 gold soul coins. At this moment, Yibai took a deep breath and broke his silence. 700,000 gold soul coins. His voice, though calm, was firm and powerful, instantly capturing the attention of the entire audience. Everyone turned their gazes to the young soul master who had suddenly made his move. Both the elder and the young master were taken aback. They had not expected someone to raise the price so suddenly, and by such a large margin. The elder narrowed his eyes as he surveyed young Yibai, as if assessing his strength and background. HMPH, young man, do you know what you are doing? The old man snorted coldly, his tone tinged with menace. Young Yibai remained calm, responding calmly, of course I know. I'm bidding on a suit of armor capable of withstanding soul sage level attacks. Such a treasure is worth any price. The noble young master dropped his playful smile and looked at young Yibai seriously. HMPH, since you're so determined, I'll grant your wish. However, you'd better think carefully. Such a treasure isn't something that just anyone can wield. Young Yibai, don't worry about that. I'm willing to bid, so I have the confidence to do so. This incident piqued his interest in divine craftsmen. Wuji Academy also needed a forging discipline, and he already knew who would be the leader of this discipline. Teacher, I didn't expect such a piece of armor would spark such competition, Zuking whispered beside Ning Fengzi. Ning Fengzi smiled faintly, gazing deeply at the armor on the auction block, and spoke slowly. King, this isn't just a simple piece of armor. It can withstand soul sage level attacks, which means it might contain divine craftsmanship or even some unknown rare material. Perhaps to us, it's just a defensive device, but to those spirit masters who work as ironsmiths, such a treasure is undoubtedly extremely valuable. Although this world is primarily populated by spirit masters, other professions also exist. Spirit masters are ultimately a minority. There are only 3 divine craftsmen in the world today, Tang Heo of the Haotian sect, Titan of the Power Clan, and Lao Gao of Zhengjin City. The works of these three are already very different from ordinary iron weapons. Zuking nodded, his eyes glint in thought. Indeed, armor that can withstand Soul Sage level attacks is extremely useful to the vast majority of Spirit Masters. Moreover, its appearance may trigger further exploration and research of divine craftsmanship and rare materials within the Spirit Master community. Ning Fengzi nodded slightly in agreement. Indeed, that's why this armor has caused such a stir and drawn such attention. However, what interests me even more is the master craftsman who created it and what rare materials he used. Zuking's eyes flickered with curiosity when he heard this. Teacher, which master craftsman do you think created this armor? Ning Fengzi pondered for a moment and shook his head. It's hard to say. Over the years, there haven't been many recorded master craftsmen. Master craftsmen are rare in the Soul Master world, and their skills and styles vary. The craftsmanship of this armor is so exquisite that even I find it difficult to determine its origin. However, no matter who created it, it's proof that the Soul Master world still has a strong legacy of ingenuity and skill. Slowly, the bidding price soared to 800,000 gold soul coins. This place wasn't a place like Zhengjin City. This was Xiandao City, the imperial capital of the Xiandao Empire, teeming with the powerful and wealthy, a hub of finance. If Lao Gao's octagonal Ruai soft armor, capable of withstanding Soul Emperor attacks, were placed here, it certainly wouldn't have reached the top of the auction at just 500,000 gold soul coins. 900,000 gold soul coins. Ning Fengzi finally made his bid. His voice was gentle, yet undeniably commanding. Ultimately, this set of armor, capable of withstanding Soul Sage attacks, was won by Ning Fengzi. In terms of wealth and power, few could rival the Seven Treasures glazed tile sect. While young Yibai felt a pity, he saw no reason to be angry. He hadn't won, because he wasn't good enough, not wealthy enough, and this only fueled his drive to strive for greater success. Chapter 86, The Spirit Hall's Appearance. The auction at Xiandao City was merely a minor incident before the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition. As time passed, the grand ceremony of the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Spirit Master Competition finally arrived. Jointly hosted by the imperial families of the Heaven Dao Empire and the Xingluo Empire, with the assistance of the Spirit Hall, this grand event in the Spirit Master world was not only grand in scale, but also brought together the continent's top young Spirit Masters. While nominally a supporting role, the Spirit Hall's growing influence had effectively become the tournament's organizer. The finals of the competition, held in Spirit City, further underscored the Spirit Hall's prestige in the Spirit Master world. Participating academies were required to be under the age of 25, and each match required 7 participants. This not only tested the academy's faculty and the overall strength of its students, but also ensured a diverse and engaging competition. Furthermore, the competition emphasized friendly competition, minimizing injuries to opponents. This not only embodied the Spirit Master community's martial arts spirit, but also showcased the competition's compassionate approach. In the fierce competition, Spirit Masters must not only demonstrate their strength and skills, but also learn to respect their opponents, and cherish every opportunity to exchange and learn from each other. The competition's strict and fair rules ensure a degree of fairness and complete safety. The fundamental purpose of the Elite Spirit Master Competition for Advanced Spirit Master Academies, jointly organized by the two empires and the Spirit Hall, is not to determine a winner, but to provide a platform for the discovery and selection of outstanding Spirit Master talent. These talents are not only the pride of the academies, but also the future and hope of the Spirit Master community. Therefore, protecting their growth and development is the top priority of the competition. Cultivating a Spirit Master is truly challenging, requiring not only a significant investment of time and effort, but also exceptional talent and opportunity. Given the limited number of Spirit Masters across the continent, every Spirit Master is a valuable resource. Therefore, the prohibition on killing opponents is a form of protection for Spirit Masters, preventing them from suffering unnecessary harm during the competition. In addition to the prohibition on killing and rigid rules, the competition also has some standardized regulations. For example, the prohibition on the use of medicines or food produced by spirit masters other than food, and healing spirit masters prevents teams from gaining an advantage through unfair means. The crucial role of food and healing type spirit masters in the competition was also emphasized. They were required to occupy a spot on the field, to provide necessary supplies and support. During the competition, spirit masters were required to fully utilize their strength and wisdom, while also learning to cooperate with their teammates to jointly overcome challenges. This experience not only honed their individual abilities, but also fostered their teamwork and competitive spirit. The rule prohibiting the use of any weapons other than their spirits was also in place. A battle between spirit masters is essentially a contest of spirit and soul power. The use of non-spirit weapons would undoubtedly disrupt this balance and detract from the true meaning of the competition. Consequently, this rule was widely recognized and supported. While there were numerous high-level spirit master academies in the two empires, each academy was allocated a quota for the competition. The official high-level spirit master academies of each empire held to quotas, a gesture both of respect for the imperial families of the two empires and a recognition of the strength of each academy. Furthermore, the rule that the home team advances directly to the finals further demonstrated the imperial family's importance and expectations for these two academies. However, the designation of the secondary teams was somewhat intriguing. While they also hold a share of the competition, they are in reality more of a showpiece for the nobility. Compared to the main team, the secondary teams often have a significant gap in strength. They primarily participate in the preliminaries, adding excitement to the main competition. The division of the preliminaries into zones facilitates the organization and conduct of the competition. In the Xiandao Empire, with Xiandao City as its center, all high-level spirit master academies not affiliated with other kingdoms or principalities will hold their preliminaries in the Xiandao City zone. This arrangement saves time and resources, and facilitates participation and spectator viewing for all academies. The high-level spirit master academies of each kingdom and principality will hold their preliminaries, based on their country. This arrangement not only reflects national distinctions, but also ensures that each nation has an opportunity to showcase its spirit master prowess. The Xiandao Empire comprises 4 kingdoms and 1 principality, plus the Xiandao City zone, for a total of 6 preliminary zones. Each zone has a certain number of qualifying spots, ensuring that outstanding spirit master teams from each region have the opportunity to advance to the next stage of the competition. The Xiandao City zone, with its large number of high-level spirit master academies and its direct jurisdiction over the empire, has a relatively high number of qualifying spots. This is primarily to highlight the status of the Xiandao imperial family. After the preliminary rounds, 30 spirit master teams will advance to the finals. Before that, a promotional round awaits. The purpose of the promotional rounds is to rank the teams that have advanced to the finals, to determine their order of appearance in the finals. The preliminary rounds differ from the promotional rounds, in that they utilize team battles in a single round-robin format. The team with the highest winning points from each preliminary division advances to the promotional rounds. This format not only tests the team's overall strength and coordination, but also ensures fairness and integrity. The promotional rounds, on the other hand, will be conducted in a unique format, adding a sense of mystery and anticipation. While each team will still field 7 students from their respective academies, they will face off against each other one-on-one. The winning team's spirit master will remain on the field, while the losing team will continue to field spirit master students until one team's entire field is defeated. Therefore, the preliminary rounds are the perfect showcase for team strength, while the promotional rounds are a stage for individual performance. The reason for the promotion tournament is to allow the two empires and Spirit Hall's leadership to better identify exceptional young spirit masters from among the participating students, screen them, and recruit them. A total of 33 teams will compete in the finals of the Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite competition, drawing lots for a brutal elimination tournament. This extra team will be the Spirit Academy team, and like the 2 official Advanced Spirit Master Academy teams, they will directly participate in the finals. This is the Spirit Hall's reputation. The Spirit Hall team is arguably the most competitive. While the Spirit Hall is not an advanced Spirit Master Academy, it does have its own specialized educational institution for training Spirit Masters, the Spirit Advanced Academy. Chapter 87, Shrek is famous, and the first one to stick his head out will be shot. In the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition, aside from the Star Luo Empire winning once, the other 2 championships were won by teams from the Spirit Hall. This, of course, demonstrates the Star Luo Empire's considerable strength, as the quality of its young Spirit Masters determines the overall strength of its top-tier Spirit Masters. The qualifying rounds will be held separately for the 2 empires, with rankings from 1 to 15. The benefits of this ranking will be evident in the finals, which will be an elimination tournament. Several teams will receive byes in each round. In the first round, the 3 seeded teams will receive byes, while the remaining 30 teams will compete head-to-head. The 15 winning teams will advance to the next round. In the second round, including the 3 seeded teams, there will be 18 teams in total. Of the remaining teams, the 2 teams with the highest rankings in the qualifying rounds will receive byes. The remaining 16 teams will then be narrowed down to 8 to advance to the third round, leaving only 10 teams. The 2 teams with the highest rankings in the ranking rounds will receive byes, and teams that have already received byes will not receive a second bye. After the third round, 6 teams remain, representing the final 6 of the tournament. There will no longer be any byes. In the fourth round, the 6 teams will draw lots for a head-to-head competition to determine the top 3. To ensure fairness, the final rankings for the top 3 teams will be determined through both team battles and individual elimination matches. The final individual elimination match, similar to the qualifying rounds, pits the 3 teams against each other. Each team will field 7 players. The loser will take turns competing, and the winner will move on to face the next opponent. This competition will continue until all the students from the other 2 academies have been eliminated, with the winning academy advancing directly. The remaining 2 academies will then compete in a team battle to determine the next qualifying team, who will face the team that advanced through the individual elimination rounds in the final team battle. The opening ceremony of the Xiandao Empire Division of the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition was undoubtedly a grand celebration. It not only attracted widespread attention from the Spirit Master community, but also aroused great enthusiasm among the citizens of Xiandao City, who regarded the competition as their most important festival. The opening ceremony took place at the Xiandao Grand Soul Fighting Arena. This magnificent building, serving as the main venue for the Xiandao Division, had undergone a month-long renovation, and was now adorned with a brand new look. All sub-arenas and the main Soul Fighting Center were ingeniously combined into one, creating a massive venue capable of accommodating tens of thousands of spectators. Pre-sale ticket sales reflected the popularity of the opening ceremony and the public's enthusiasm. Tickets sold out a month in advance, and the price was the same as admission to the main Soul Fighting Center, demonstrating the tournament's immense appeal. For Soul Masters, this competition was not only an opportunity to showcase their strength and skills, but also a platform for learning and exchange. They could compete with outstanding Soul Masters from different regions, and improve their skills. For the people of Xiandao City, the competition was a rare opportunity for entertainment and revelry. They could enjoy the spectacular performances and the Spirit Masters' impressive performances at the opening ceremony, cheering on their favorite teams. This atmosphere filled the entire city with energy and enthusiasm. The renovated Xiandao Grand Soul Arena, with its grand scale and exceptional facilities, captivated the 80,000 spectators. Despite the high ticket price, the enthusiastic public and anticipation for the Soul Master competition ensured a sellout. This not only generated substantial economic revenue for the competition, but also demonstrated the profound heritage and widespread influence of Soul Master culture within the Xiandao Empire. Early in the morning, before the sun rose, the Xiandao Grand Soul Arena was already bustling with spectators eager to catch a glimpse of the participating young Soul Masters. Many, especially young women, were filled with admiration and longing for the Soul Masters. These Soul Master students were not only exceptionally skilled, but also youthful and promising, making them ideal partners for the young women. The nobles were equally fascinated by the Soul Masters. Well aware of their power and value, they spared no effort in recruiting exceptional soul masters to strengthen their power. Outside the VIP area, the nobles gathered, hoping to discover and meet these promising young soul masters through this competition. Such a scene not only showcased the allure and influence of the Spirit Master competition, but also underscored the crucial position of Spirit Masters in Xiandao Empire society. For Spirit Masters, this was not only an opportunity to showcase their strength and skills, but also a golden opportunity to make friends with the powerful and expand their network. At this moment, within the Xiandao Grand Spirit Arena, over a third of Xiandao City was packed with people, creating a scene of throngs of people. Furthermore, for the past few days, all hotels in Xiandao City had been fully booked. The city's population had skyrocketed by 50% of its previous population. This demonstrated the immense appeal of this continent-wide elite Spirit Master Academy competition. To ensure the smooth running of the competition, Xiandao City mobilized a full 5,000 city defense forces to maintain order. Of course, hosting the competition in Xiandao City also brought enormous profits to the city, and as the ruling power of the Xiandao Empire, the imperial family also profited handsomely. What a crowd! Oscar, amidst the Wuji Academy team, could tell from the noise outside how exciting the event was. The competition was about to begin, and all the high-level Spirit Master Academy teams from the Xiandao City division of the Xiandao Empire were due to enter for the opening ceremony. Soon, the ceremony began, and the teams entered the venue one by one. The participating teams from all over the country appeared one after another, dressed in their respective academy uniforms. Each one was in high spirits, striding into the Xiandao Great Spirit Arena like heroes. Most of the participating teams were dressed in their own academy uniforms, and in those beautiful uniforms, decorated with various decorations, patterns, and academy logos, each young spirit master strode into the Great Spirit Arena like a hero. They were at the prime age of youth and vigor. Look, which academy is that? Are they all cuckolded? Hahaha, all green. After all the years of watching competitions, I've never seen such ugly uniforms. I saw it. It says Shrek Academy on the back of their uniforms. Look, they even have an advertisement on the back. Hahaha. Shrek Academy. I've never heard of it. Is this really the representative team of a high-level Spirit Master Academy? They can even compete in the Continental High-Level Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition? That's hilarious. The world is full of strange things. I finally understand. This is a clown academy. Keep your voice down. I'm afraid if we laugh anymore, they'll run away. Hahaha. Young Yibai had sharp ears, so he naturally heard the audience's mockery. He peered through the passage, his eyes glancing through the many teams ahead of him, and saw the academy with the uniforms the audience was talking about. Shrek Academy had already become a joke before the competition even started. Young Yibai also chose a pleasing looking uniform for Wuji Academy. For this competition, Young Yibai viewed it from the perspective of the battlefield. On the battlefield, the first bird to stick its head out gets shot. If you want Shrek and Xiandao Academy to join forces to fight the enemy, please tell me. I can still change it before it gets too long. Chapter 88, Wuji Academy enters, shocking all parties. Not only the audience, but also the nobles in the VIP seats couldn't help but sneer at the sight of the Shrek Academy team. In their eyes, such clownish antics were truly unrealistic. Of course, as participants, the Shrek team lowered their heads and pulled their cloaks to cover themselves more. The Shrek Academy team wanted to partially cover their faces with eye patches, but the profiteer Frank wouldn't allow it. However, there were always exceptions. For example, Shrek Academy's Dean, Flanders. Hold your heads high. I worked so hard to get these ads. Remember, smile. Smile. Flanders shouted at them. Inside the venue, the announcer couldn't help but smile at this scene, chuckling. The Shrek Academy team is truly unique. Their battle cries. The staff member took a look at the list and was stunned. Of course, we should bet on the champion team when advertising. Shrek's ads are novel, eye-catching, and widely distributed. Those interested, please contact Shrek Academy Dean Flanders, he whispered. However, he overlooked the loudspeaker in front of him. Ha 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 ha. The audience listened to all the small advertisements. What a mess. Academy like this still wants to win the championship? I'm dying of laughter. Ouch. I can't help it. I'm laughing so hard that my stomach hurts. As the Xiandao Royal team had directly advanced to the finals without the competition, they could naturally watch from the sidelines with peace of mind. Yu Xianheng looked at the Shrek Academy on stage, shook his head slightly, and sighed. I can't believe it's only been over 6 months, and they've reached this level. Are these really the Shrek Academy guys? Oslo was also a little incredulous. Yu Xianheng frowned, pressing his forehead. Don't tell anyone we know them. After we get out. Yu Xianheng felt a bit sorry about the Shrek team leaving the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy. However, Shrek Academy's decision to leave the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition was Shrek Academy's own choice. While many students at the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy rejected the Shrek team due to their status, that wasn't the main reason for Shrek Academy's departure. Master Yu Xiaogang and Dean Flanders' departure were primarily due to Tangsun and the others' adventure. With Shrek Academy now a powerful institution, Yu Xiaogang naturally didn't want to be seen as a mere sidekick. Within the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy, Shrek Academy wasn't even qualified to field a single team in the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition. Team 1, currently led by Yu Xianheng, boasts a soul power of approximately level 40 plus. Judging by past performances, they're already a formidable force, capable of placing in the top 3 of the competition. Shrek Academy can only serve as a supporting role for such a team. And Team 2, from the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy. Shrek Academy has even less chance, as this so-called Team 2 is reserved for those with special admissions. In other words, it's a sham, reserved for the most powerful students at the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy. This isn't a rule, it's been the unspoken rule of the Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy since its founding. The Xiandao Royal Advanced Soul Master Academy is an academy for the nobility, and the Xiandao Empire isn't solely supported by the Zhu family. It's a vast empire, supported by numerous noble families, led by the Zhu family. To secure the services of these Soul Master families, the Zhu family naturally has to offer a certain amount. And so, Shrek Academy arrived at Lanba Academy. Love-obsessed Liu Erlang naturally gave the academy to Flanders, and went off to flirt with Yu Xiaogang. Why hasn't Blue Tyrant Academy appeared yet? As the teams from various academies entered the arena, Yu Xianheng couldn't help but ask, not seeing Yibai. Boss, you're so focused on your training, aren't you paying attention to what's happening outside? This Shrek Academy is the old Blue Tyrant Academy. Oslo twitched his lips. It wasn't Yu Xianheng's fault. With Yibai, the king of roles, and Du Guyan, his girlfriend, Yu Xianheng was even more devoted to his training. After all, as the eldest grandson of the Blow Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, he didn't want to be outdone by Yibai. Neither his status nor his dignity as a man allowed him to be careless. Besides Yibai, there was also Yu Xiangxin from Thunder Academy. Shrek Academy is Blue Tyrant Academy. Yu Xianheng was stunned. Then why don't I see Yibai and the others? But before he could ponder this for long, the announcer called out again. Now, let's welcome the final team of the competition, the Wuji Academy team. With the announcement, Yibai and the remaining 10 members of the Wuji Academy team entered. The Wuji Academy uniforms were decent, not stunning, but appealing. The grey and white attire made them look very lively. It's that guy Yibai. Yu Xianheng's sharp eyes spotted Yibai at the front of the team. Wait, that guy is Feng Xiaoshan. When did he get involved with that Yibai guy? Yu Xianheng asked, his tone quite surprised. Not only Yu Xianheng, but everyone who knew Feng Xiaoshan also shared a look of surprise when they saw him with the Wuji Academy team. No wonder I didn't see Feng Xiaoshan with the Shinfeng Academy team just now. So he went to this Wuji Academy. Huo Washan thought to himself. Huo Wu's gaze on Feng Xiaoshan was complex. Yu Xiangxin's focus remained on Yibai. He was curious about how Yibai had managed to lure Feng Xiaoshan away from Shinfeng Academy. Shinfeng Academy's seeded players, known for their innate full soul power, weren't easily poached. These two guys are actually on the same team. This tournament is going to be a bit troublesome. On the Shianshu Academy team, Zuu looked at Yun Yibai and Feng Xiaoshan, her heart sinking. She still remembered the scene of Yun Yibai and Feng Xiaoshan fighting in their own Grand Soul Arena a few years ago. Neither of them was a simple character. HMPH. Hu Yanli snorted coldly on the Xiangjia Academy team. He looked at the Wuji Academy team with disdain, even though Feng Xiaoshan was on their team. Because he had received a reward from his superiors, he feared no one. The power of that thing gave him such confidence. This is the last chapter for today. I will continue with tomorrow's work. Thank you everyone. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 89, The Reputation of Wuji Students. The 16-year-old Shubinger, the current captain of the Shianshu Academy team, furrowed her beautiful bright brows. She was a highly intelligent person, rational, calm, and self-controlled. She didn't see color in her happiness or anger, and wasn't easily influenced by emotion. Just now, she had read the expressions of her teammates and the rest of the team. She knew Feng Xiaoshan, and precisely because of that, she had begun to rationally analyze the strength of the newly entered Wuji Academy. Oscar. Unlike the others, the Shrek Academy teachers, led by Flanders, were all stunned when they saw Oscar on the Wuji Academy team. Master Uzaya Gang was also present, but he didn't recognize Oscar. He simply followed Flanders and the others' gazes as he looked at the Wuji Academy team. Oh, I know who they are. Someone in the audience suddenly exclaimed. I know it too. I didn't notice it at the first time. I'm so sorry. Lei Long helped me make a lot of money in the past. Do you know this Wuji Academy that just appeared? Someone who didn't know Yun Yibai and others asked doubtfully. Hey, I don't know Wuji Academy, but I recognize several people in this incoming team. See that guy in the front? He used to be famous in the Great Soul Fighting Arena. Nicknamed Thunder Dragon. His spirit is a mutant blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex. But I haven't seen him in the arena for over 2 years. And that woman behind him is even more famous. You've heard of the Jade Phosphorus Serpent Spirit, right? Yes, she's the only granddaughter of titled Douluo Dugumayan. I don't know who the man behind Thunder Dragon is, but those 3 behind him were also very active in the Great Soul Fighting Arena recently. Although Uzaya Gang didn't know anyone from Wuji Academy, he was keenly aware of the others present, and had heard some news. This made him secretly pay more attention to Wuji Academy and plan to gather more information about it when he returned. Like Shrek Academy, there was very little information about Wuji Academy. The most eye-catching feature of the venue was the spacious, uniquely designed space. Despite its vast size, the room contained only a dozen or so magnificent chairs, arranged in a staggered pattern, each exuding an air of unwavering dignity and opulence. The chair's cushions were of vibrant red, a warm and solemn color, symbolizing nobility and power. The armrests and frames were inlaid with shimmering gold patterns, each line flowing and elegant, as if embodying boundless splendor and glory. This space was undoubtedly the focal point of the entire venue. More than just a simple seating area, it served as a symbol of status and position. Those seated here were undoubtedly distinguished and respected guests. Seated in the front center was the true ruler of the Heaven Dao Empire, the Emperor, Zhu Yi. He was currently accepting the flattering fruit offered by Prince Zhu Crossing. To his right, sat a man in a white suit, a white fur coat, and square-faced glasses. This man was, of course, Ning Fengzi, the current leader of the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile sect. So that little fellow I met that day was him. Interesting. Ning Fengzi's eyes flickered. The corners of his mouth curled slightly as he murmured softly. Sect Master Ning knows the people down there? Emperor Zhu Yi heard Ning Fengzi's low voice, glanced to the side, and said lightly to Ning Fengzi. Ning Fengzi was free and easy, smiling faintly. It's not that I know him, Your Majesty, it's just that we met once. I heard that Sect Master Ning's daughter is also participating in this competition. I wonder which high-level Soul Master Academy she is from. Emperor Zhu Yi continued to eat the fruit offered by Zhu Crossing. Even His Majesty knows about my daughter's affairs. Haha, my daughter is naughty and wants to go out and try her luck. I couldn't stop her, so I just went with her. Taking part in the competition is just a small matter and not worth mentioning. Haha, it's good for young people to have the spirit of adventure. I hope that Sect Master Ning's daughter can achieve good results by then. Thank you, Your Majesty. While the two were talking, the announcements at the scene had already begun. Today is the first day of the competition, and there will only be one opening match. This match will be between the second echelon of the Xiandao Empire Royal Team, one of the organizers of the competition, the Xiandao Royal Academy Vice Team, and a team from the Drawn Academy. I believe this will be a very exciting showdown. Many spectators at the scene still had great confidence in the Xiandao Royal Academy. After all, this was an academy established with the strength of a whole country. Especially the home team had to compete against the excellent team of the Spirit Hall. Your Majesty, the members of this vice captain team are all elites trained by our imperial family. Each one is exceptionally gifted and brilliant. Thanks to Your Majesty's great blessing, the royal family's children are exceptionally powerful, and the empire's foundation will endure for generations. We will surely sweep our opponents in this competition and enhance our nation's prestige. Prince Zuxing showered him with compliments, delighting Emperor Zuyi. Hahaha, good, very good. It's a pity the vice captain team of the Imperial Academy could have been even better. Meng Shenji, listening to Zuxing's boasts from behind, sighed inwardly. He didn't mock Prince Zuxing because Zuxing didn't drive the Shrek Academy away. Although Prince Zuxing did try to stop them at first, it didn't work, did it? Shrek Academy left on their own initiative after enrolling. He had long since seen that the Shrek teachers weren't the type to stay under someone else's wing for long, but that didn't stop him from feeling sorry for them. Even if Shrek Academy had stayed at Xiandao Royal Academy, they wouldn't have become its vice captain team. Meng Shenji, the dean of Xiandao Imperial Academy, was far too politically insensitive. In politics, some things just didn't click with him. No one mentioned Shrek anymore, so Ning Fengzi naturally didn't initiate a conversation. His wisdom lay in expressing what he wanted to say naturally. Not being proactive was the true wisdom. Proactiveness often signifies a strong purpose, a mistake not often made by a sect leader. Sect leader Ning and His Majesty are having a very pleasant conversation. Could Sereth join us? A blonde man in a red robe with a white collar approached. In the Spirit Hall, only those who hold the position of Platinum Bishop are entitled to wear the red robe. Chapter 90, Sereth's Provocation. Xiang Jia crushes Xiandao's deputy captain. The bishop thinks too highly of me. I was merely chatting with Your Majesty about the tournament. Ning Fengzi laughed. Haha. Salus chuckled, then took the seat to the left of Emperor Zuyi. Emperor Zuyi was displeased. This Salus is getting more and more arrogant. However, his years as an emperor had conditioned him to maintain a level of restraint, and no one could discern his emotions. Salus, the platinum cardinal of the Spirit Hall, was still engaged in a verbal exchange with Emperor Zuyi and Ning Fengzi. The Spirit Hall and the two empires of Douluo continent had long been at odds with each other. The Spirit Hall's power was immense, and over the years, it had been using the funds of the two empires to develop its own talent, a fact that had long drawn the ire of Emperor Zuyi. Talent from the Heaven Dao Empire had been poached by the Spirit Hall before they could even be used. As the Spirit Hall's influence grew, its actions became increasingly erratic. Without Ning Fengzi and Emperor Zuyi discussing Shrek Academy, Saras merely glanced briefly at the awful Shrek Academy attire. He didn't dwell on it much. The attire was truly an eyesore. After the Wuji Academy entered, the staff called out again. Now, the opening match draw begins. Please welcome our most distinguished Xiandao Emperor, His Majesty Zuyi, to deliver the opening remarks and draw the lots. Emperor Zuyi of the Xiandao Empire also delivered his opening remarks. I, the outstanding citizens of the Xiandao Empire, Emperor Zuyi, on behalf of the Xiandao Empire and the organizers of this competition, declare that this Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite competition is now open. His deep and resonant voice, imbued with undeniable authority, echoed through the advanced amplifying spirit guide like thunder, echoing throughout the palace and even the square outside, clearly audible to everyone present. The audience erupted in enthusiastic applause. When the applause died down again, the emperor continued, "Here, I hope that all the soul masters participating in this competition can give full play to their strengths. and achieve good results. You are all the pride of the Heaven Dao Empire. Show your brilliance for the glory of the Empire. Here, I emphasize again that all the Soul Masters participating in this competition are the treasures of the Heaven Dao Empire, and the future and hope of the Empire. I hope you can cherish this opportunity, and give full play to your strengths, fighting not only for your personal honor, but also for the glory of the Empire. Show your brilliance, let the whole continent see the style of our Heaven Dao Empire Soul Masters. Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor! The people of the Heaven Dao Empire were excited and shouted long live the Emperor. Emperor Zuyi raised his hand, and the audience also quieted down. If you're talking about the most distinguished person here, I'm not the most distinguished. The most distinguished person here is the Spirit Hall, a place shared by the entire continent. For this draw, please invite Platinum Bishop Salus of the Spirit Hall to draw the lots for us. Ha 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 ha. In terms of nobility, how can I compare with your majesty? Salus said, but his actions were honest. He stepped past Emperor Zuyi and arrived at the drawing area. Before Emperor Zuyi could say anything, Prince Zhu Crossing's expression darkened. Ning Fengxi frowned. Emperor Zuyi calmly gazed at Salus. It was unknown what the elderly emperor was thinking. The Spirit Hall was powerful, and the Platinum Bishops of the Spirit Hall who ruled Xiandao City were all Soul Douluo level. Dallas reached into the box for the lot, his eyes flickering slightly as he glanced at Zuyi, Ning Fengxi, and the others behind him. From the unmanned viewpoint, Salus's lips curled into a sinister smile. Saras quickly extended his hand, holding a slip of paper with the word Elephant Armor written on it. Looks like my luck isn't so good. Saras' tone was undeniably provocative. Everyone present, whether Prince Zuxing, Ning Fengxi, or the several members of the Xiandao Royal Academy's teaching committee sitting in the back, could hear the provocation in his words. Saras didn't care what they thought. Behind him stood the Spirit Hall. As a Platinum Cardinal of the Xiandao City Spirit Hall, and with his Soul Douluo cultivation, he was also a high-ranking figure in the Spirit Hall. He was well aware of the Spirit Hall's decisions. The strategy against the Xiandao Empire had already been decided, and his goal was to undermine the prestige of the Xiandao Empire and its royal family, paving the way for the Spirit Hall's plans. Soon, the announcement sounded. Opening match, the Xiandao Royal Academy Vice Team vs the Elephant Armor Academy. The Xiandao Royal Academy Vice Team players were the first to enter. They looked like a group of delicate young masters and young ladies, all dressed up in extravagant attire. Even so, these 7 were high-level Soul Masters. Meanwhile, the members of the Elephant Armor Academy also took the stage. Each of the 7 members of the Elephant Armor Academy team was tall and muscular, like a moving mountain. They wore uniform earth-toned attire embroidered with intricate elephant armor patterns, exuding a mysterious and majestic air. All Elephant Armor Academy members possessed the Diamond Mammoth spirit, endowed with formidable defensive capabilities. As team leader, Hu Yanli, a level 43 defense-type Battle Soul Sect member, possessed a sturdy build and a powerful aura. As the players from both teams stood still, the 7 members of the Xiandao Royal Academy's Vice Team all wore grim expressions. If they were facing any weaker academy, they would have been able to offer arrogant sarcasm, but facing the Elephant Armor Academy meant they were far from happy. Match begin. With the referee's command, the players from both teams immediately launched their attacks. Though the members of the Xiandao Royal Academy's Vice Team appeared delicate, they were in fact quite vulnerable. However, the Elephant Armor Academy players were like an impenetrable fortress, their defense astonishing. They remained calm, allowing the Xiandao Royal Academy's Vice Team to attack them. However, their attacks were unable to penetrate their defenses. This scene, though not particularly damaging, was deeply humiliating. The Elephant Armor sect had already defected to the Spirit Hall. With their backs to the powerful, they no longer cared about the reputation of the Xiandao Empire and its royal family. HMPH, is that all you've got? A member of the Elephant Armor Academy sneered, his voice echoing like thunder across the field. Since you won't move, then it's our turn. While the Elephant Armor Academy's primary focus was defense, their Diamond Mammoth spirit also imbued them with unparalleled strength. Facing the naive spirit masters of the Xiandao Royal Academy Vice Team, victory was a simple matter. Chapter 91 Analysis of the battle against the Spirit Hall. Champion Soulbone Rewards. Emperor Zuyi's expression remained calm despite the defeat of the Xiandao Imperial Academy's vice captain team, but a sharp glint in his eyes betrayed his inner turmoil. While Emperor Zuyi maintained a reserved demeanor, Prince Zu Crossing lacked this ability. He was filled with both anger and fear. He was furious at the Spirit Hall's provocation of the Xiandao Empire, and terrified by Emperor Zuyi's disapproval of him. He was only able to achieve this position of prince due to his young age, posing no threat to Emperor Zuyi. Most of the older princes of his generation had long since perished at the hands of Emperor Zuyi. The powerful individuals seated in the background were equally furious. Their interests were tied to the Xiandao Empire, and Ceres's actions were undoubtedly a threat to their well-being. Ning Fengzi remained unmoved. His only real connection to the Xiandao Empire was Zuking. Only with Zuking's ascension to the throne would the interests of himself and the 7 treasures glazed tile sect behind him be guaranteed. Therefore, his current goal was to secure Zuking's position as crown prince. As for the rest of the Xiandao Empire, well, that was purely a matter of personal favors. Unlike the gloomy mood in the Heaven Dao Empire, Ceres was cheerful. I'm busy with my duties, so I won't delay your majesty from celebrating their victory. Excuse me. Ha 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 ha. Ceres laughed unabashedly. Your majesty, this Ceres from the Spirit Hall is too arrogant. Prince Zuxing watched Ceres's departing figure with a look of resentment. Emperor Zuyi narrowed his eyes and snorted coldly, HMPH. Your majesty. Prince Zuxing knelt in fear. Zuxing, is this the chosen one you told me about? Emperor Zuyi's words were soft, but the chill in his tone was palpable to everyone present. Your majesty, please forgive me. Prince Zuxing bowed his head in fear. Prince Zuxing has served the empire well. The Elephant Armor Academy has strong defenses, and with the Soul Sect there, your majesty shouldn't be too critical of him. Ning Fengzi spoke in Prince Zuxing's favor. I know my brother's abilities. Never mind, get up. Emperor Zuyi said calmly, looking at Prince Zu Crossing again. Actually, Meng Shenji, who was sitting behind Emperor Zuyi, began, but he didn't finish his words, unsure of what he was thinking. If you have anything to say, please feel free to do so. Actually, the Xiandao Royal Vice Captain could be even better. It's just that I was incompetent and failed to retain those talents. Meng Shenji stood up and clasped his fists towards Emperor Zuyi. Education Commissioner Meng has made great contributions to our empire. How can you call him incompetent? Emperor Zuyi laughed. I wonder who the genius is that Education Commissioner Meng is talking about? Meng Shenji, I'm not talented. The genius I'm talking about is none other than the Shrek Academy that just entered earlier. Ha. Education Commissioner Meng is joking. What kind of genius could there be in those rustic country bumpkins? Prince Zu Crossing said with disdain. Oh. A spirit master with a level 32 spirit power and a blue silver grass spirit can withstand the pressure of a level 45 soul master like me, and this spirit master even possesses an external spirit bone. If your highness considers this kind of person useless, then I can't find any geniuses. Huh. Then why did this person leave? Emperor Zuyi asked. It's my incompetence. I failed to retain such talent for the empire. Meng Shenji looked ashamed. The person that Education Commissioner Meng is talking about is indeed a rare genius, and truly talented. Ning Fengzi interjected. Does Sect Master Ning know him? He's also my daughter's teammate. Ha 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 ha. I'm starting to look forward to the upcoming match. Ning Fengzi and Emperor Zuyi chatted about Tang San. Ning Fengzi had obtained Tang San's hidden weapon through Ning Rangrong, greatly enhancing the safety of the 7 treasures glazed tile sect's core disciples. Because of Ning Rangrong, Ning Fengzi had a certain favorability towards Tang San, but it was only a limited amount. This year's competition has finally begun. The Wuji Academy teams gathered at the hotel, where they were resting. Every time I think of the prize for this year's champion, I still find it a little unbelievable. Fengzi Ocean lazily lazed on the sofa, sighing. Yeah. Oscar became excited again at this. Even though the news has been out for so long, giving away 3 soul bones as the champion prize for the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition is still unprecedented. Those are the soul bones known as the Blood River treasures. How many advanced soul masters haven't even possessed one? Don't be too happy. Du Guyan said, pouring cold water on the excited crowd. Since the spirit hall dared to offer 3 soul bones as a reward, they didn't intend for them to be lost. They must have absolute confidence in doing so. Big sister, that's because the spirit hall hasn't encountered you 3, Boss Yibai, Brother Feng, and Sister Yan. If the spirit hall knew your strength, I don't believe they would be so confident in offering 3 soul bones as a reward. Oscar's words were rough, but they were flawless. Counting Brother Feng's true combat power, we have 3 Soul King level warriors here. Add to that the 4 Soul Masters, myself, Yang Te, Niu Shan, and Ling Ling, and this Linoop is absolutely the most impressive this year. Oscar declared confidently. Young Yibai listened to Oscar's words. He knew deep down that their Linoop was strong, but the Spirit Hall's overall strength was perhaps even greater. Aside from the 3 Soul Kings, the remaining 4 Soul Masters were all high-level Soul Masters, with soul powers exceeding level 45. Although he was confident he could fight 2 opponents at once, their elite team included 2 support-type Spirit Masters. In a battle of this magnitude, Oscar could only provide life-saving support and assistance, and Yi Lingling was merely a healer. Young Yibai was also certain of one thing: by the time the finals came around, Douluo Yan's poison would likely be ineffective. The most poisonous being in the world wasn't Douluo, but Bibidong, who possessed the Death Spider Emperor and soul-devouring Spider Emperor spirits. Once Bibidong knew Douluo Yan's abilities, she would surely find a way to counteract them. The Spirit Hall was immense, and Bibidong was a title Douluo above level 95. It was unclear whether Douluo Yan's incomplete poison would be effective. Even if she couldn't completely cure it, she would take medication beforehand to prevent its spread. By then, Douluo Yan might be able to withstand one of the opposing Spirit Kings. As for fairness meant nothing in front of the Spirit Hall. After all, they were the ones who set the rules. Niu Shan needed defense. At that time, Feng Xiaoshan and Yang Te will face 3 Spirit Hall Soul Masters around level 48. The Spirit Hall's support type Spirit Masters will also have a strong supporting effect. Another point is that the Spirit Hall Sulina's spirit is a spiritual spirit, and their team will easily fall into her trap. In short, it won't be an easy battle. Young Yibai is sure it will be difficult, but he didn't say they will lose. He will definitely take the champion's head spirit bone. The 3 spirit bones awarded to the champion of this competition are the 60,000-year-old spiritual concentrated wisdom skull, the 20,000-year-old explosive burning flame right arm, and the 30,000-year-old swift forward chasing wind left leg. These 3 spirit bones correspond to the 3 members of the Spirit Hall's golden generation. Still working hard on typing. Chapter 92. 2 Soul Masters, Tang San's 8,000-year soul ring. The next day, the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition officially commenced, with the first round of preliminaries in full swing. Emperor Zuyi was present on the first day of the preliminaries, as was Ning Fengzi. First round of preliminaries, Kang Hua Academy vs. Z Crossing Academy. First round of preliminaries, Shrek Academy vs. Shandao Royal Academy. First round of preliminaries, Wuji Academy vs. Auckland Academy. The staff announced the first round of preliminaries competing academies over the loudspeaker. The draw was once again conducted by Spirit Hall's Platinum Bishop Ceres. The ceremony finally concluded. Platinum Bishop Ceres's gaze, sharp as a hawk, slowly scanned the room, and every inch of air seemed to tremble under his gaze. His words, light yet filled with unquestionable authority, echoed throughout the hall. This draw is absolutely true. I swear on the supreme honor of Spirit Hall that every single lot carries the fate of the chosen, fair and just. Sarah's voice was remarkably calm. Then, his tone paused slightly, a slight smile curling his lips as he slowly spoke, announcing a shocking news. At the same time, I solemnly declare that any student from the Spirit Master Academies present here who can stand out and advance to the finals will be granted direct admission to the Spirit Master Temple, enjoying the temple's premier training resources and honors. The moment these words were spoken, the hall erupted in an uproar, with expressions of disbelief on everyone's faces. The Spirit Master Temple, that was the heart of the Spirit Master Temple, the sacred place that every Spirit Master dreamed of. Seizing this opportunity to directly enter the Spirit Master Temple's upper echelons would undoubtedly mean embarking on a fast track to becoming a powerful being, an opportunity countless Spirit Masters dreamed of. This was no exaggeration. This inevitably led to a discussion of the Spirit Master Temple's organizational structure. The Spirit Master Temple was a vast organization of Spirit Masters, with a strict hierarchical structure within it. There was the Pope's Hall, the Worship Hall, the Douluo Hall, the Elders Hall, the Spirit Master Temple, the Spirit Master Main Hall, the Spirit Master Sub-Halls, and various branch halls. The Pope's Palace is the most magnificent structure in the entire Douluo continent, and it is precisely because of the Pope's Palace that Spirit City has become a sacred place for all Spirit Masters. Above the Pope's Palace lies the Offering Hall, where only Spirit Masters who have reached the title Douluo level are eligible to enter. It is also the final resting place for all Spirit Masters registered with the Spirit Hall and above, a place that all Spirit Masters yearn for. The Douluo Hall, the highest level of spiritual power within the Spirit Hall, is where only deceased titled Douluos reside. It can also be said to be the tomb of titled Douluos. During each grand ceremony, the Pope personally visits the Douluo Hall to pay homage, but even before his death, the Pope has no right to enter the Douluo Hall. It is precisely because of the existence of the Pope's Palace and the Douluo Hall that Spirit City, after its establishment, has become recognized by the vast majority of Spirit Masters as a sacred place for Spirit Masters. The Elders Hall, located between the Pope's Palace and the Douluo Hall, is the core of power within the Spirit Hall, responsible for deciding major matters within the Spirit Hall. During voting, even the Pope only has 3 votes. If necessary, a unanimous resolution from all the elders could even depose the Pope. The elders of the Elder Hall are all titled Douluo, numbering a staggering 20. Among them are 7 96th level elders, headed by Grand Priest Liu, known as priests. The Spirit Temple, the Spirit Temple's highest institution outside of Spirit City, boasts one in each of the 2 major empires. The Spirit Main Hall is found in every major city. These cities also have Grand Spirit arenas. The Spirit Sub-Halls are found in every medium-sized city. On the Douluo continent, every city, whether in the Heaven Dao Empire or the Star Luo Empire, has a Spirit Temple branch, each a landmark. Spirit Temple staff are responsible for spirit awakening efforts within their respective regions. Ceres's blatant attempts to win over the Heaven Dao Empire's outstanding Spirit Masters caused Emperor Zhu Yi's expression to change, his face darkening. Ning Fengzi hadn't expected Ceres to go this far. However, they couldn't openly object, or they would fall into Ceres's trap. Thank you, Master Spirit Hall, for drawing lots for us. Now, the first match of the first round of the preliminaries will begin. Qiandao Royal Academy will face Shrek Academy. Please enter. Soon, both teams entered. Shrek Academy was as sassy as ever, dressed in green robes with advertisements plastered behind them. Despite yesterday's defeat, the Qiandao Royal Academy, seeing their opponents as a bunch of unsophisticated country bumpkins, became arrogant again, flaunting their nobility and disparaging Shrek's ugliness and rusticity. What a narrow road for enemies. Dame Yibai looked at them, feeling a sense of bad luck. Their effeminate behavior made him feel a little sick. I was wondering who it was. So it's you country bumpkins. You left Qiandao Royal Academy because you knew you couldn't make it. Do you have any self-awareness? How can country bumpkins like you be worthy of our noble academy? The Qiandao Royal Academy's vice captain's eyes were filled with disdain. 1 minute. Dame Yibai gestured to the Qiandao Royal Academy. First, the 7 Shrek members tore off their green robes, revealing the exquisite attire beneath. The audience's eyes lit up when the exquisite attire was revealed. Perhaps it was because they had been so ugly before that it was so pleasing to the eyes now. It seems Shrek Academy can't wait any longer. Then, I declare the match begin. 4th soul skill, Blue Silver Strangle. Tang San's 4th soul skill instantly unleashes a powerful binding force, trapping the opponent and immobilizing them. Simultaneously, the sharp barbs on the vines continuously slice the opponent's body, inflicting continuous and fatal damage. The Qiandao Royal Academy members were restrained, and Dame Yibai and the others rushed forward. 1 minute later, the deputy team of Qiandao Royal Academy reappeared yesterday's scene. They all had bruised noses and swollen faces, and they were obviously beaten up very hard. It's the evil-eyed white tiger Emperor Zuai's expression moved after seeing Dame Yubei's martial soul. The Xiandao Empire and the Xingluo Empire have been fighting for many years, and the martial souls of the royal families on both sides are naturally familiar with them. Two soul sects. Ning Feng's eyes flashed, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Tang San's soul power, level 41. Dame Yubei's soul power is level 42. It has to be said that even without the ice and fire eyes, Tang San could still gain other things. Although those things are not as precious as immortals, they also gave them a certain improvement. However, Tang San's fourth soul ring is 1,000 years old, but the age of the soul ring has reached 8,000 years, which is also a soul ring that exceeds the limit. Congratulations to Shrek Academy for winning the game. Next, let's invite the second round of the first round of the qualifiers, Wuji Academy vs. Auckland Academy. Please let the players from both sides enter the court. Let's go. It's time for us. Yibai stood up. Hey, boss, are you going to do it yourself? Oscar's eyes widened. Chapter 93 Thunder Rolls, defeating the enemy in one fell swoop. How strange. I thought you'd wait until later in the competition to consider entering. Feng's eye Ocean was also a little surprised. Yibai surveyed the arena and said bluntly, as a freshman academy, we always have to make a name for ourselves first. And even if I play, it doesn't mean I have to reveal my spirit rings. Feng's eye Ocean understood. For spirit masters, spirit rings can be hidden. They only appear when performing spirit skills. Most spirit masters also release spirit rings when unleashing their martial spirits, naturally for the purpose of showing off. If it's just a martial spirit possession, spirit rings don't need to be revealed. They are controllable. But then he thought about it. Even without relying on spirit rings, Yibai's combat power was no less than perfect. Especially now that Yibai was a Soul King, relying solely on the power of his martial spirit, he would have no problem fighting a Soul Sect master. Yibai brought 4 substitutes Huangweiyun, Qiyu Wuji, Li Menqi, and Yi Qingling as well as the regulars Oscar and Yangte. These 7 took the stage in such a lively manner. Auckland College is full of soul masters, and their soul power isn't very high. I get the feeling he's trying to play dumb. Feng's eye Ocean mused, watching the 7 departing figures. The contestants from Wuji and Auckland colleges had already entered the arena. Yibai, is he on the field yet? Yu Xianheng gazed at Yibai, a hint of solemnity in his eyes. He knew that, since he was a soul master, the other party must have been one too. He just didn't know what his 4th soul skill was. This was a good opportunity for him to observe him closely. Yibai's actually playing in a small elimination match. What's his motive? Yu Xiangxin from Thunder College was also puzzled by Yibai's appearance. Auckland College wasn't strong enough to warrant him. It's him. It's a good opportunity to test their strength. Shubinger from Xianshu College was slightly surprised to see Yibai on the field. After returning yesterday, she researched Wuji College and its students. However, aside from the 7 reserve players Huangweiyun, Qiyu Wuji, Li Menqi, and Yi Qingling, and the draft picks Oscar, Yangte, and Niu Shan, there was no information about Feng's eye Ocean, Du Guyan, and Yibai for the past 2 or 3 years. This lack of information meant uncertainty, which was extremely detrimental to Xianshu Academy. Lei Long is on. Those in the audience, who knew Yibai were faintly excited upon seeing him take the court. It had been years since they had seen him in action. I'm betting on Lei Long. Someone familiar with Yibai shouted out their bets, apparently having supported his career in the Great Soul Fighting arena. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, logically there should be betting. Why didn't I see it? Don't even think about it. Is this your first time watching this kind of match? The odds for the first elimination round are too low, and the bookmakers aren't looking at it. They'll start opening betting in the second round. This kid actually has such influence. Ning Feng's eyes narrowed slightly. Originally, Ning Fengzi had simply had a slight impression of Yibai, but now it seemed he'd underestimated him. Both sides, take your positions. The match begins. After the Wuji and Auckland academies took their positions, the staff spoke. The 7 students from Auckland activated their martial spirits, and spirit rings appeared. Each one had the standard spirit ring configuration, 2 yellow and 1 purple. The Auckland Academy deployed their formations. The strong attack and agile attack Spirit Masters charged forward, while the defensive Spirit Masters held the rear. The support Spirit Masters' spirit rings had already illuminated. Meanwhile, all 7 of the Wuji Academy members had released their spirits. With the exception of Yibai, the others also revealed their spirit rings. Huang Weiyan, Qiu Wuji, Li Menqi, and Yi Qingling had 2 yellow and 1 purple spirit rings. Oscar and Yang Te had 2 yellow and 2 purple spirit rings. Before the audience could even begin to understand why Yibai hadn't revealed his spirit rings, they saw him raise his dragon-like right hand, golden lightning swelling around it. As Yibai's spirit power surged, the lightning aura grew more intense. While the audience didn't know the opponent's exact strength, the sheer might of the aura was enough to intimidate them. Yibai clenched his right hand into a fist, and a golden bolt of lightning descended directly upon the heads of the 7 Auckland Academy members. Boom. The lightning struck without warning, leaving the Auckland Academy students largely unprepared. The powerful force of the lightning nearly incapacitated the opponents. Yibai, wielding the power of a Soul King, delivered a truly dimensional strike. Yibai didn't need to arrange anything after that. Oscar, Yang Te, and the others took the initiative to end the situation. Oscar couldn't help but think, as expected of a Soul King. Even without using soul skills, the lightning driven by soul power alone is more than a group of soul lords can withstand. This brief moment sparked a heated discussion among the audience. This Wuji Academy actually has 2 soul masters. Another dark horse. Someone exclaimed. The previous dark horse, of course, was Shrek Academy. No, they've already revealed themselves. 3 soul masters. A discerning observer had already roughly analyzed Yibai's soul power realm. As expected of a Thunder Dragon contestant, even though he hasn't revealed his soul rings, I suspect he's already a soul master, and his soul master realm is definitely not low. Only a soul master could defeat a soul lord using pure elemental power. On the podium, Emperor Zuyi's expression shifted slightly. The 3 soul masters team, and the sudden appearance of Wuji Academy piqued his curiosity. Master Ning, have you heard of Wuji Academy? Your Majesty, this humble servant is seeing this academy for the first time. Not only Emperor Zuyi, but even Ning Feng's he was curious about the academy, especially since Yibai had single-handedly defeated an all-soul master team without even revealing his spirit ring. Education Committee Member Meng, Education Committee Member Bei, do you know anything about Wuji Academy? Meng Shenji stood up, shaking his head slightly. This Wuji Academy seemed to have appeared out of nowhere, and we don't know much about it. However, judging by the strength they've demonstrated, it's definitely not to be underestimated. Your Majesty, leave this matter to your humble servant. Prince Zhu Crossing immediately expressed his loyalty. Yes. Emperor Zuyi was very pleased with Zhu Crossing's attitude. Prince Zhu Crossing then went to collect information about Wuji Academy and its students. Chapter 94 His Royal Highness the Crown Prince is willing to cooperate. Wuji Academy, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Spirit haha, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus clan is truly fascinating. Ning Feng's gaze shifted back to Yibai on the field, a smile on his face, or thought deep in his heart. His eyes flickered, as if he had come up with some new idea. Sarah's gaze was similarly etched. If you can be of use to the Spirit Hall, that would be the best. If you don't appreciate my kindness, there's no point in keeping you. A dead genius means nothing. It wasn't just Prince Zuxing. Spirit Hall personnel, as well as the major powerful high-level Spirit Master Academies, had sent personnel to gather intelligence on Wuji Academy. On the Shrek Academy side, Xiao Gang, what do you think? Flanders gazed solemnly at the still-standing Wuji Academy. You Xiao Gang, they're a formidable foe. And we don't know if they have the same hidden strength as us. HMPH. I guess it's this Wuji Academy that abducted Oscar. Suddenly, Flanders snorted coldly. He had a very negative impression of Wuji Academy. A seedling born with abundant spirit power could easily grow up to become a titled Douluo. Kidnapped like that, it's strange he'd be in a good mood. Flanders' words, coupled with the memory of Oscar's 4 spirit rings, made Xiao Gang's expression harden. If a food-type spirit master with full innate spirit power were still in Shrek Academy, their chances of victory would be much higher. That night, in the study of Zuking, the crown prince of the Heaven Dao Empire, Ning Fengzi and Zuking sat across from each other. On the table to their sides lay a stack of documents. This information was from Wuji Academy and its participating students. The documents showed signs of being tampered with, indicating that the two had already looked through them. King, you've also read the Wuji Academy information. What do you think? There was nothing else to do but sit and watch. I never imagined that a city would quietly rise not far from our Heaven Dao city. What's even more surprising is that that city is actually an academy, Zuking said with deep emotion. Then he continued, Poison Douluo Douluo and 3 of the 4 single attribute clans of the original Haoshan sect are also in this academy. There is one titled Douluo, 3 soul Douluos, and quite a few soul saints and soul emperors. Such forces, in terms of comprehensive strength, are stronger than the other 4 sects. But I'm also a little surprised. With such strength already, why did they choose to set up an advanced soul master academy instead of creating a new sect? It's no wonder Zuking thought so. At this time, the status of the advanced soul master academy is far inferior to that of the sect. Ning Fengzi smiled faintly, adjusted his glasses, and spoke slowly. Indeed, with their strength, establishing a new sect wouldn't be difficult. Furthermore, establishing a sect would undoubtedly grant them greater freedom and resources. After all, in this era, the status of advanced spirit master academies is far inferior to that of sects. Sects possess their own independently managed territories, allowing them to expand their sphere of influence and gain greater benefits and resources. Advanced spirit master academies, on the other hand, are often confined to their own small territory. Even if they expand, it's merely to occupy an additional large city. In terms of status, for many years, advanced spirit master academies have been subordinate to the major sects, and their potential for growth is indeed limited. Ning Fengzi shifted the subject, but having said that, I think they're quite clever. Establishing a sect certainly brings many benefits, but it also brings more trouble and conflict. Ning Fengzi's eyes sharpened at this point. Teacher, are you referring to the suppression from the spirit hall? Zuking said after a moment's hesitation. Ning Fengzi nodded gently, that's right. King, your master is several generations older than you. I have witnessed the spirit hall under the rule of both the current and previous popes. During the era of the previous pope, Kanzongji, the spirit hall was powerful but restrained. They were more likely to expand their influence in secret. However, since Bibidang took over as pope, the spirit hall's ambitions and actions have become more direct and fierce. Take Sereth's behavior today, for example. Even during Kanzongji's time, they wouldn't dare to so blatantly offend the royal family. And then there's Xiangjia Academy. Now, Xiangjia Academy and Xiangjia sect are already showing signs of siding with the Spirit Hall. Furthermore, the Spirit Hall has always viewed the major sects as a threat, especially those that are powerful. If Wuji Academy truly establishes a new sect, it will likely be suppressed and excluded by the Spirit Hall. King, you don't understand sects. The fighting between sects is much more intense than that between academies. Once a sect is established, it means being involved in this endless fighting. For those who pursue academics and cultivation, this may not be what they want. The fact that Douluo is unwilling to join the Spirit Hall shows that he is a person who doesn't like to be bound. The 3 major clans with single attributes also have their own skills. What they pursue is alchemy, architecture and so on. Teacher, I remember that the Pio clan, Minimum clan, and you clan of this Wuji Academy have a grudge against the Spirit Hall, right? Zuking asked. Yes. That's another reason why I say they are smart. If they set up a sect, the Spirit Hall will definitely pay more attention to them. The attention of the Spirit Hall is not a good thing for a new force like them. When the status of the Advanced Soul Master Academy was not higher than that of the sect, the Spirit Hall would not pay too much attention to such an Advanced Soul Master Academy. If an academy was established, I think those people in the Wuji Academy should have such an idea. After listening to Ning Feng's words, Zuking nodded slightly. Establishing an academy is already an excellent choice for the Pio Yi clan, Minimum Yi clan, and Yu Yi clan who have a grudge against the Spirit Hall. Teacher, do you think it is possible for this Wuji Academy to be used by me? Zuking raised his eyes and looked at Ning Fengzi. We already know about the top management of Wuji Academy. Judging from this information, several of the contestants are also extraordinary. Oscar and Yang, who are competing today, are already 2 soul masters. Based on the information from a few years ago, Yan Yibai, Du Guyan, and Feng Xiaoshan are definitely soul masters now. As a minimum, Wuji Academy has at least 5 soul masters. Among the major participating teams in the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Competition, Wuji Academy's overall strength is already ranked among the top. And this is still a conservative estimate. From this point of view, Wuji Academy is not only very powerful now, but it is also likely to produce several titled Douluo level powerhouses in the future. This resource will be an important part of our Shandao Empire's ability to compete with the Spirit Hall in the future. Ning Fengzi, King, I'm very happy that you have such thoughts. It proves that you are already looking at things from the perspective of those above you. But winning them over is by no means easy. If we can cooperate, it is possible. You can no longer look at a high-level Spirit Master Academy with the title Douluo in charge as an ordinary Spirit Master Academy. Whether there is a third chapter depends on whether I work hard enough. Chapter 95, Preliminary Round 6, vs Blazing Academy. Even if this force is a high-level Spirit Master Academy. Of course, if it were a high-level Spirit Master Academy, it wouldn't pose much of a threat. Wouldn't it be easier to cooperate with an academy, teacher? Zuking chuckled. Ning Fengzi was slightly taken aback, then shook his head and chuckled. I thought it was too complicated. He was still looking at it from the perspective of a sect, but the relationships between academies were obviously not as complicated as those between sects. As long as you invest, bring in high quality students, and enhance the academy's reputation, everything can work out well with each other. Originally, after Ning Feng's introduction, Zuking was more optimistic about Shrek Academy. He had originally planned to visit Shrek Academy tonight, but suddenly Wuji Academy showed up, seemingly even better than Shrek, and that's how it turned out. Shrek Academy did have some things that Zuking valued, but to be more precise, it was Tang-san, who had a titled Douluo father and the backing of the Haoshan sect. Furthermore, Tang-san's talent was truly remarkable, having achieved spirit sect status before the age of 15. This kind of Tang-san truly commanded Zuking's attention. But now, it seemed, Zuking had more options. Meanwhile, Taelong returned to the Power Clan. Grandpa. Taelong, why are you back, if you're not accompanying the young master? Taelong, I saw people from the Pio clan and the Yu clan today. What do you mean? Taitan was momentarily confused by Taelong's words. Grandpa, didn't Grandpa Yang and Grandpa Niu send you a letter last time inviting you to join some academy? I saw that academy today. Oh, what happened to that academy? Taelong then shared with Taitan the information he had gathered from the Shrek Academy meeting tonight. Those 3 old guys really made it big? Taitan's tone was complex. He was both happy for his brothers and sad that they hadn't joined him to follow his young master, Tang-san. It's suspected there's a titled Douluo in charge. How could the information Shrek had gathered compare to that of the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile sect and the Heaven Dao Imperial family? This suspicion was actually inferred by Master Yuziao Gang. Taitan didn't realize that this disagreement meant their brotherly relationship would no longer be the same. Taitan was single-mindedly committed to following Tang Heo and his son, something Yang Wudi couldn't accept. The first round of the preliminaries quickly concluded. Preliminaries weren't just one round, they were more like a points-based tournament, with each win earning 1 point. After all the preliminaries were concluded, the top 5 teams with the most wins would advance to the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition Finals. Wuji Academy continued their winning streak in the following preliminaries, though Yan Yibai didn't play, replaced by Niu Shan. It wasn't until the 6th round of the preliminaries that Wuji Academy faced Kaichuo Academy. Before the match, in the Kaichuo Academy lounge, little sister, it's our turn to face Wuji Academy this time. I just wonder if that Feng Xiaoshan guy will play. Kaichuo Academy Captain Huo Washan lazily said, lounging on the sofa. Kaichuo Academy. Huo Washan, captain of Blazing Academy and Huo Wu's older brother, is a 42nd level power attack soul master, with the unicorn Tyrannosaurus as his martial soul. Huo Wu is a 43rd level control soul master, with the fire shadow as his martial soul. Huo Chexiang is a 40th level power attack soul master, with the fire sword as his martial soul. Huo Yun is a 37th level agility attack soul master, with the fire crane as his martial soul. Huo Yu is a 39th level agility attack soul master, with the fire crane as his martial soul. Huo Crossing is a 39th level control soul master, with the fire whip as his martial soul. Huo Chen is a 39th level control soul master, with the fire whip as his martial soul. As the face of the Heaven Dao Empire, Blazing Academy, one of the 5 elemental academies, boasts a formidable lineage, with 3 soul masters and 4 high-level soul masters, all with fire attributes, ensuring an impenetrable offensive presence. Beyond the 3 soul masters, the sisters Huo Yun and Huo Yu, and the brothers Huo Crossing and Huo Chen, possess a strong rapport due to their sister-brother relationship, and their combined combat is comparable to that of the soul masters. Such a team is extremely rare throughout the entire tournament. HMPH. So what if we meet? If we do, we'll just beat him down. Huo Wu snorted, but her gnashing of teeth was a poor way to conceal it, and everyone saw it. In truth, Huo Wu was deeply annoyed with Feng Xiaoshan. He used to be annoying when he followed her around every day, but when he stopped sticking around 2 years ago and treated her like just a friend, she became even more annoyed. She kept her annoyance to herself, though she didn't want to be laughed at by someone she disliked. However, bottled up resentment could also be detrimental, especially during the last 2 rounds against Shinfeng Academy. Whenever she saw the Shinfeng team, she couldn't help but think of Feng Xiaoshan, and she'd also see traces of him there. But she couldn't vent her frustration on the person in question, and Huo Wu was in a state of despair. So, she resolved to give Feng Xiaoshan a good beating the hell out of him the next time she ran into him. Haha. Huo Washan chuckled dryly. As his sister's brother, how could he not see what Huo Wu was like? Huo Washan thought to himself, this Feng Xiaoshan is quite capable. He's actually come up with a plan like this, to securely trap my little tigress. Humph, although I'm a little upset, honestly, I'd love to have someone willing to take on this hot potato. After all, we have 2 tigresses at home, and my father and I have suffered from them for so long. A subtle smile curled his lips, secretly rejoicing. While he might outwardly object, in reality, he would never stop it. After all, the opportunity to send his difficult little princess away was a godsend for him. He was also already very pleased with Feng Xiaoshan as his brother-in-law. So, if Feng Xiaoshan agreed to take her, he could only offer a moment of silence for his good brother's future. The other members of Blazing Fire Academy looked at Huo Wu and Huo Washan, each laughing inwardly. As the saying goes, those involved are often confused, while those who are on the sidelines can see things more clearly. They also know that Huo Wu has probably fallen into the trap set by Feng Xiaoshan this time. However, having said that, it is also her blessing that someone is willing to set such a trap for her. The other party is not so easy to deal with. There are already 4 soul masters who have appeared in Wuji Academy, and Feng Xiaoshan is definitely a soul master. Of course, there is also young Yibai. The fact that he was able to lure Feng Xiaoshan from Shenfeng Academy to Wuji Academy proves that his strength is not inferior to Feng Xiaoshan. There is still half an hour left. I'm so annoyed. A beating has delayed me a lot of time. Anyway, I'm slow. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 96. Flying Soul Skill shocks the audience. Soon, the 6th round of the elimination match between Wuji Academy and Chihuo Academy began. The players from both schools had already taken the field. Wuji Academy's team consisted of 4 soul masters, Feng Xiaoshan, Yang Te, Niu Shan, Oscar, and soul reverends, Huang Weiyun, Li Menqi, and Qiu Wuji. 2 were power attack masters, 2 were agility attack masters, 1 was control master, 1 was defense master, and 1 was support master. HMPH. Huo Wu snorted coldly upon seeing Feng Xiaoshan among the Wuji Academy team. From the shadows, Huo Washan gave Feng Xiaoshan a thumbs up. Match begin. As the loudspeaker blared, both teams activated their martial spirits. Chihuo Academy's entire team was composed of combat soul masters, so their fighting style was primarily offensive, not defensive. Feng Xiaoshan, it's been ages since we've clashed. Let's see how much you've improved. Huo Washan, his fists blazing, coordinated his pace as he led the Chihuo Academy team towards the Wuji Academy team. The Wuji Academy side wasn't in such a rush, it would take the enemy at least 10 seconds to reach them. Oscar was the first to use his spirit skill. Third spirit skill, green winged flying mushroom. Oscar immediately created 12 green mushrooms, giving 2 to himself, and the remaining 10 to Yang Te, Niu Shan, Huang Weilan, Li Menqi, and Qiu Wuji. Oscar hadn't used his third spirit ring since the start of the competition. In the first 5 qualifying rounds, he didn't play in 2, didn't do anything in 1 due to young Yibai, and only used his first and second spirit skills in 2 more. Fourth spirit skill, colorful pure seedling fruit. Oscar chanted the spirit mantra for his fourth spirit skill, and the next moment, 7 more colorful fruits appeared in his hands. Oscar's fourth spirit skill, the strengthening and refreshing falling fruit, is a support type spirit skill that amplifies all attributes. This spirit skill was acquired from a spirit beast with 6,000 years of cultivation. That spirit beast was the king of the spiritual trees in the Sunset Forest, possessing the power to bring life and nourish all things. So, naturally, this soul beast gifted Oscar with this soul skill. With Oscar's current level 44 soul power, if he crafted all of his fourth soul skill, the body strengthening and mind refreshing falling fruit, he could produce nearly 20, but that would exhaust his soul power. However, crafting his third soul skill, the violent flight fresh mushroom, would allow him to craft over 60, even if his soul power was depleted. This was the boost his soul power brought him. At soul master level, his limit was less than 30, but now it's doubled. While Oscar was crafting his soul skill, Feng Xiaoshan had already used his third soul skill, the demon wolf wings. Oscar's food-based soul skills unleashed swiftly. After consuming the fruit of Oscar's fourth soul skill, everyone rushed forward, including Niu Shan and Oscar. Feng Xiaoshan flew in the front. Just as everyone was wondering why the Wuji Academy's defense-based soul masters hadn't protected the support-based soul masters, who had risked their lives to rush out, Oscar and the other 6 ate the violent flight fresh mushroom. Then, as the audience watched in astonishment, a pair of light cyan soul wings suddenly appeared behind the 6 Wuji Academy members. These wings instantly granted them incredible speed, allowing them to match Feng Xiaoshan's speed and charge fiercely towards Chihuo Academy. This is trouble, Huo Washan thought to himself, frowning. He was well aware of the advantages of flight in combat. He had experienced this advantage before, during his battles with Feng Xiaoshan, and the feeling of powerlessness against those who flew. Especially in a team fight like this, he knew all too well what it meant to have everyone flying. The Chihuo Academy members couldn't hide their shock as they watched the Wuji Academy students soaring overhead. But before they could say anything, the Wuji Academy members were already hurtling towards them at breakneck speed. Huo Washan's target was Feng Xiaoshan, but Feng Xiaoshan wasn't targeting him. On the Wuji Academy side, Yang Te, wielding the soul-breaking spear, engaged Huo Washan. Feng Xiaoshan directly faced Huo Wu and Huo Chexiang. The remaining 5 Oscar, Niu Shan, Huang Weilan, Qiu Wuji, and Li Menqi faced the 4 Soul Masters from Blazing Fire Academy. The Wuji and Blazing Fire Academy faced off head-on, but the atmosphere erupted in commotion. All the students at Wuji Academy have the ability to fly? How is that even possible? Idiot, didn't you see everyone at Wuji Academy consume the soul skills created by that food type soul master? Oh my god, is this food type soul master from Wuji Academy so impressive? He even has flying soul skills. Many soul masters from major factions looked at Oscar, as if he were looking at a naked girl. Their greedy predatory gaze is disgusting. Most people were shocked, but a few knew Oscar personally. These were active spectators at the Grand Soul Fighting Arena, cunning and shrewd, having placed their bets on Wuji Academy early on. Their ability to profit was entirely due to a lack of information. On the high platform, Emperor Zhu Yi's eyes narrowed slightly. Interesting. This Wuji Academy truly opens my eyes. Wuji Academy truly has many outstanding spirit masters. This is a blessing for the Empire and your majesty. Ning Fengzi turned his head and said to the Emperor of the Academy. Ha 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 ha. No one could tell how Emperor Zhu Yi's mood had changed as he burst into laughter again. Although he had known from the literature that this food type spirit master named Oscar possessed flight skills, he was still astonished when he actually saw it. Flying spirit skills were extremely rare, and one like Oscar's, which could grant flight to a group of people, would be a formidable weapon if used on the battlefield. After chuckling, Emperor Zhu Yi looked at Ning Fengzi and said, Fengzi, do you think such a talented spirit master could be recruited into the imperial court to serve the empire? That's hard for me to say. Ning Fengzi was also thinking about recruiting Oscar. Perhaps in the eyes of Ning Fengzi and Emperor Zhu Yi, the Advanced Spirit Master Academy was just an academy, and students were expected to graduate and seek better careers. On the field, the Flying Wuji Academy had already gained the upper hand. It seems your arrangements were correct. Oscar and his team's area advantage has already overwhelmed the opponent, Douluo said bluntly, folding his arms. With your guidance, Fengzi Ocean seems to be making very good progress with Huo Wu. They all witnessed the battle between Fengzi Ocean and Huo Wu. It was clear that Huo Wu's fighting was more about venting her anger than aiming for victory. The person who tied the bell must untie it. It's best for them to resolve their own problems. We should stay out of it. Du Guyan said, spreading her hands. Chapter 97. Food Spirit Master who subverts cognition. As the saying goes, an inch longer, an inch stronger. Yang Tai's soul-breaking spear temporarily suppressed Huo Washang, and the soul-powered wings behind him gave him exceptional speed. Huo Washang had experience against Fengzi Ocean, so he had a plan for dealing with flying soul masters. Everyone, be careful. With the exception of Fengzi Ocean, their flight time is definitely limited. Conserve your soul power. Huo Washang shouted. Fire Fist. Huo Washang's iron fists met Yang Tai's soul-breaking spear with blow after blow. Passive defense is not shameful. Victory is king. Blazing Fire Academy's martial spirit abilities are all related to fire, and fire's scalability and explosiveness are extremely strong. This gives Blazing Fire Academy's attack range a very wide range. However, Blazing Fire Academy's attacks are strong and wide-ranging, while Wuji Academy's can fly. Oscar's flying soul skill is incredibly powerful, allowing him to fly at the speed of the Emerald Demon Bird and maintain flight for 3 minutes. Third soul skill, Deadly Line of Fire. X2. Huo Crossing and Huo Chen, brothers, combined their control type third soul skills to attack the defensive Niushan. As for Oscar, he was just a support type spirit master. Just letting him fly for a bit longer wouldn't be a threat. Two fiery whips swirled towards the soaring Niushan. Alone, Niushan could easily dodge them, but now, two blazing lines of fire encircled him. Meanwhile, the sisters Oyen and Hoi from Blazing Fire Academy, whose spirits were fire cranes and thus possessed flight, had made it their primary goal to eliminate the weakest members of Wuji Academy. This naturally meant the Soul Masters Huang Weiyuan and Qiyu Wuji. Third spirit skill, Fire Cloud Trail. The sisters Oyen and Hoi unleashed their third spirit skill. Two fiery figures darted across the battlefield, leaving behind dazzling crimson trails, like meteors streaking across the sky, both beautiful and dangerous. Huang Weiyuan and Qiyu Wuji flapped their wings, accelerating through the air. They knew their place well. Against weaker teams, they would strike. Against stronger ones, their role was to hold the opposing team back. You totally don't take me seriously, Oscar thought to himself. It's time for the world to change its prejudice against us food type and support type soul masters. Douluo continent is home to numerous soul masters. Based on their martial spirits, soul masters can be categorized as beast spirits, weapon spirits, and body spirits. Based on their abilities, they can be divided into attack type, agile type, control type, defense type, support type, and food type. While the only differences are in team fighting, there's no distinction between high and low. But where there are people, there's a world of opportunity. Equality for all is often just a slogan. Like ordinary people, the world of soul masters is filled with a hierarchy of contempt. For example, attack types always consider themselves number 1. Control types consider themselves number 1, attack types second. Agile types consider attack types number 1, themselves second, and control types third. Defense types consider support types to be the worst, and support types consider food types the worst. In short, they claim to have the highest talent, the greatest abilities, and the most grievances. But it's undeniable that, while most soul masters secretly look down on support type soul masters, they're incredibly attractive to these combat type soul masters. No one escapes the law of true beauty. Oscar crafted 3 green-winged gale mushrooms, and devoured them in one gulp. The cyan wings behind Oscar grew even more condensed. With a flap of his wings, Oscar accelerated, rapidly closing in on Hou, the 37th level agility type soul master. Oscar's speed was so rapid that Hou, still pursuing soul master Qiyu Wuji, naturally didn't notice. But Hou didn't notice, but the audience did. The crowd was buzzing with discussion. HMPH, a food type soul master wants to come to the rescue? He's completely clueless. Does he really think his ability to fly gives him free reign? I thought this food type soul master was a genius, but I didn't expect his soul skills to be great, but his brain isn't. In the eyes of the audience, a food type soul master is a food type soul master. Even if he has some martial arts skills, he can't stand up to a combat type soul master. Even if she could fly, a sneak attack wouldn't have much of an impact on her battle. Oscar's suicidal act struck the audience as truly suicidal, even arrogant. Only a few spirit masters with high spirit power saw something. Ning Feng's his brows narrowed slightly. That's... Saras's lips curled up. Interesting. Meng Shenji frowned. The next moment, the audience was utterly stunned. They saw Oscar suddenly manifest a wind-attributed spirit orb in his hand, then strike Hou hard. Hou didn't even have time to cry out in pain before being shot down mid-air. The audience gasped in astonishment, the scene completely shattering their understanding. Oscar, the food type spirit master, had actually used a single hand to condense a wind-attributed spirit orb and knocked Hou, a spirit master from Blazing Academy, right out of the sky. How is this possible? The audience rubbed their eyes in disbelief, as if they couldn't believe what they were witnessing. In their inherent belief, a food type spirit master could never pose such a significant threat to a combat type spirit master. However, the facts before them forced them to disbelieve. Oscar's wind-attributed spirit ball was not only incredibly powerful, but also incredibly accurate, striking Fire Rain's vitals directly, leaving him with no chance to even scream in pain, before plummeting from the sky. If Blazing Academy maintains this fighting style, they're doomed to fail, said Du Guyan, watching the match from the Wuji Academy viewing area. I believe Blazing Academy, with its extreme spirit master ethos, is well aware of this. The extreme spirit master philosophy dictates that each spirit master specialize in a particular strength. They typically achieve exceptional proficiency in a single spirit or skill, such as the Clear Sky Hammer, often excelling in powerful attacks. Extreme spirit masters maximize their strengths to achieve greater explosive power. They believe that by focusing on a single area, they can unleash their ultimate power in specific situations. However, this pursuit of explosive power also comes with significant weaknesses. If faced with an opponent whose attributes counteract their own, they can quickly fall into disadvantage, or even fail. Spirit masters of the extreme school are mostly found in the Heaven Da Empire. The most typical representatives are the 5-element academy, the 4 single attribute clans, and the Haoshan sect. In contrast to the extreme school, there are balanced school spirit masters. As the name suggests, balanced school spirit masters pursue balanced development of all abilities. Spirit masters of this school do not excessively pursue perfection in any one area, but instead strive to improve their attack, defense, speed, mental strength, and other attributes to become well-rounded spirit masters. Balanced school spirit masters pursue a balanced development of their abilities, avoiding obvious weaknesses to maintain stable performance and strong adaptability in all environments. Spirit masters of the balanced school are mostly found in the Star Luo Empire. The existence of these two major spirit master schools is one of the reasons for the significant conflict between the Heaven Dao Empire and the Star Luo Empire. While balanced school spirit masters have no obvious weaknesses, they also have no particular strengths. Balanced school spirit masters are proficient in everything, yet master none. However, such spirit masters can readily fill in for a team. Yibai, just wait. The upcoming matches might be exciting. Wait, haha. Chapter 98, Elemental Academy's unique combined attack technique. Fire Rain. Hoyan cried out in worry upon seeing his sister shot down. Oscar's downfall instantly shifted the situation. Huang Weiyuan, Li Menqi, and Qiyu Wuji, the three soul masters, immediately joined forces to swarm Hoyan. Oscar once again concentrated a soul power sphere and rushed to finish him off. Huo Wu, Huo Washan, and Huo Chexiang tried to rush to the rescue, but they were relentlessly entangled by Yang Te and Feng Ocean. Niu Shan, using his flying abilities, also powerfully stopped Tuaxing and Huachan. Moments later, Hoyan and Hoi were eliminated. No one could have anticipated that the key to this early battle would lie in the food type soul masters they had selectively ignored. With Hoyan and Hoi eliminated, the balance of power was clearly on the line. Huao's face was grim. 5 against 7, and the enemy still had 4 soul masters. With Hoyan and Hoi eliminated, Oscar and his team moved on to eliminate Huaxing and Huachan, the 2 level 39 control type soul masters. Suddenly, Huo Wu shouted at Feng Ocean, "Feng Ocean, you're so cruel. We admit defeat in today's match." But there was a hint of resentment in her voice. Huo Wu, that's how battle is. Victory and defeat are commonplace. Feng Ocean thought his words were soothing, but they only made Huo Wu even more upset. HMPH. Feng Ocean, don't be so happy too soon. Huo Wu snorted coldly before continuing. This battle isn't over yet. I won't surrender until you defeat me. Alright then. Oscar, Yang Te, Niu Shan, all of you, stop. Feng Ocean's words had some effect. As the third in command of the Wuji Academy team, he still had some authority. Oscar and the others stopped fighting and moved behind Feng Ocean. Of course, this was because they all knew the situation between Feng Ocean and Huo Wu, and they wouldn't refuse to give him face in such a situation. The outcome was already decided. Even if Feng Ocean really wanted to fight Huo Wu one-on-one as they suspected, the final result would still be 1-for-1. Then it was 6 versus 4, 3 soul masters and 3 soul lords against 2 soul masters and 2 soul lords. They had the advantage. The remaining members of Blazing Fire Academy also joined Huo Wu, but with 2 fewer players, their momentum was less impressive. The actions on the stage left the audience confused as to what was happening. In reality, Feng Ocean and Huo Wu didn't need to explain anything. The Wuji and Blazing Fire Academy members each retreated, leaving the field to Huo Wu and Feng Ocean. Don't accuse me of an unfair victory. I'm already a level 49 Soul Master, just 1 step away from sulking. You can leverage their strength, Feng Ocean said, his gaze directed at Huo Washang and the others. As the former race of the Divine Wind Academy, one of the 5 elemental academies, Feng Ocean naturally understood the secrets of the 5 academies. The 5 academies served as the face of the Heaven Dao Empire, not only because of their combined strength, but also because they only recruited students with a single attribute. Each academy had its own unique combination of attacks. The most typical example is the Elephant Armor Academy's 7-in-1 combined attack, the Mammoth Spiral Bomb. Blazing Fire Academy also possesses a combined attack, led by Huo Wu. This soul skill, when performed by Huo Wu, is a forbidden soul skill. HMPH. Huo Wu snorted softly, her tone revealing her displeasure, but her body was honest. Huo Wu didn't refuse Feng Ocean's offer, turning and joining the Blazing Fire Academy. The other 4 members of the Blazing Fire Academy began transferring their fire attributed soul energy to Huo Wu. Gradually, Huo Wu's aura grew, reaching the level of a Soul King. Such an action was undoubtedly fraught with enormous risk. Transferring soul energy to a soul master without precise control and proper method could easily lead to a chaotic state of soul energy, not only failing to achieve the desired effect, but also potentially causing serious harm to both the transmitter and the receiver. However, Blazing Fire Academy's move was also driven by the unique nature of Huo Wu's martial spirit. Huo Wu's beast spirit, Naruto, a shadow of herself, is incredibly unique, a pure elemental spirit. It can unleash the power of fire to its fullest potential and absorb the power of flames of the same nature. Of course, this feat only came after numerous attempts. Just like Shrek's 7-in-1, it was only possible with the guidance of Master Uzai Gang and the unique properties of Ning Rangrang's 7 treasures glazed pagoda spirit. Oh my god, this is terrifying. Blazing Academy has such a trump card. Oscar thought to himself. But if the Blazing Academy's people channeled their soul power to Huo Wu, then they are even less of a threat. Then, just as Huo Wu was gathering strength, Oscar quietly approached Fengzai Ocean. He tilted his head, whistled, and extended his hand in front of Fengzai Ocean. Fengzai Ocean's mouth twitched slightly when he saw what Oscar was holding. Oh my god, wasn't that the green-winged gale mushroom and the body strengthening and mind awakening falling fruit? But Fengzai Ocean didn't refuse. Just in case. Fengzai Ocean hypnotized himself. This match wasn't just a battle between Wuji Academy and Chihuo Academy, but also a battle between him and Huo Wu. In the Wuji Academy viewing area, Yibai observed the scene and jokingly said, "This pair of bickering lovers, using the fight as a platform to settle a family dispute." Du Guyan rolled her eyes at Yibai. "You sound really excited. Why, do you want to try it too?" Du Guyan's hand had already reached Yibai's waist. "I don't have such thoughts." Yibai grasped Du Guyan's hand with his backhand, and, with a gentle tug, she collapsed onto his chest. Du Guyan blushed slightly, but said nothing more. Yibai breathed a sigh of relief, having averted a crisis. A woman's heart is like a needle in the sea. Her emotions were unpredictable. Fengzai Ocean, I saw it. If it's a man, eat me. I don't need you to let me. Huo Wu cursed. Having said that, Fengzai Ocean directly swallowed the green-winged gale mushroom and the bodybuilding and mind-refreshing Luo fruit. The power gushing out of Fengzai Ocean reached the Soul King level in an instant. Fengzai Ocean, one move will decide the outcome. Huo Wu said to Fengzai Ocean. Okay. 4th soul skill, Fire Wu Yao Yang. 4th soul skill, Demon Wolf Storm. A ball of blazing flames suddenly erupted like the dazzling light of the sun, sweeping towards Fengzai Ocean. A huge shadow of a demon wolf appeared behind him, accompanied by the howling of the wind and countless sharp wolf claws, and fangs seemed to tear everything apart, heading towards the ball of blazing flames. The two powerful soul skills collided in the air, erupting with a deafening roar and dazzling light, and the air around them was shaking. I'm helpless. Chapter 99. Object A. Du Guyan enters the stage. The clash of the two soul abilities unleashed a fiery storm on the scene, a blazing storm that the ordinary spectators could not withstand. Fortunately, a powerful soul sage intervened in time to block the force. I never thought this tiny Heaven Dao Empire could boast a soul master rivaling the might of a Soul King. It seems this generation of the Heaven Dao Empire's advanced Soul Master Academy is quite capable. Saris's eyes gleamed with admiration. But even so, they are ultimately no match for the splendor of the Spirit Hall. The Heaven Dao Empire, or any other power, cannot shake the Spirit Hall's foundation. These young soul masters may rise to prominence today, but they will ultimately be eclipsed by the Spirit Hall's brilliance. The Spirit Hall is the true ruler of this continent. Though the wind fueled the fire, Huo Wu's power was instantaneous, while Fengzai Ocean's was sustained. The two forces formed a stark contrast. Initially, the two powers were evenly matched, with the upper hand difficult to determine. However, as the battle dragged on, Huo Wu's lack of sustained soul power gradually became apparent. While Huo Wu's fire dance Shining Sun was incredibly powerful, her source of strength lay in its instantaneous bursts. This force could unleash immense amounts of energy in a short period of time, but it also consumed it rapidly. After unleashing this immense power, Huo Wu's spirit power began to decline rapidly, making it difficult for her to sustain prolonged combat. Fengzai Ocean, on the other hand, was different. While his Demon Wolf Storm might not have been as dazzling as Huo Wu's, it was superior in its consistency. Years of training in Hurricane Canyon had honed his control over his spirit power, significantly improving its quality. The outcome was decided, and Huo Wu had nothing more to say. She simply turned and headed back to the stage. Huo Wuxiang, observing his uncharacteristically handsome sister, turned and glared at Feng Xiaoshan, then left with Blazing Academy. From the Shrek Academy spectator seats, Flanders watched Oscar on the field with his teeth clenched. The better Oscar performed, the more frustrated he became. He regretted not paying more attention to Oscar, and why he hadn't made a more serious effort to find him after he was abducted. This time, Yu Xiaogang fell silent, a rare occurrence. The rest of the Shrek Academy was also silent. Both Blazing Fire Academy and Martial Extreme Academy displayed immense combat prowess, especially the final burst of power from Huo Wu and Feng Xiaoshan. Perhaps only Dame Yibai and ZHU King's Spirit Fusion could rival this. Meanwhile, Huo Wu, returning to the lounge, knelt on the ground, her eyes vacant, lost. At this moment, she was no longer the proud, competitive, aggressive, and overbearing Huo Wu. Instead, she was a loser who had fought with all her might, but ultimately failed to achieve her goal. Sister Huo Wu. Huo Wuxiang and the others approached, looking at her with concern. Alas, sister, victory and defeat are commonplace in the military. Huo Wuxiang was at a loss for words of comfort. I just don't want to lose to him. Huo Wuxiang, sister, you shouldn't be so obsessed. You didn't deserve to lose. Then Huo Wuxiang continued, maybe you don't know, of course, you won't take the initiative to understand. Maybe it's still a very relaxing thing for you that Feng Xiaoshan doesn't come to disturb you. But in fact, the reason why Feng Xiaoshan hasn't been around you almost every day to pursue you like before is because he is practicing hard. Every time you saw Feng Xiaoshan in the past few years, he looked grey, as if he had been fighting with someone. Of course, you hate him. Basically, you turn around and leave when you see him, and you don't pay much attention to him. He looks like this because he just came back from Hurricane Canyon. Then why does he come to our Blazing Academy every time he comes out of Hurricane Canyon? Haha, I don't think your brother comes to see me specially. It's just that you should have noticed the changes in Feng Xiaoshan. His attitude towards you has gradually become cold. Faced with this situation, Huo Wuxiang had to use this method to enlighten Huo Wu, using the topic of Feng Xiaoshan to divert Huo Wu's loss. Huo Wu also possesses a ring melting skill, but it's generally unusable unless in a life or death situation. If Huo Wu is truly unwilling to give up, she'll resort to it recklessly in a moment of rage. Clearly, the battle with Feng Xiaoshan hasn't driven her to the point of a life or death struggle. As of the 6th round of the preliminaries, Wuji Academy had won all 6 matches. Others who maintained a 6-match winning streak included Thunder Academy, Xianshu Academy, Xiangjia Academy, Shenfeng Academy, and Shrek Academy. Blazing Academy had just lost to Wuji Academy in the 6th round, a 5-win 1-loss streak. Of the controversial teams competing in the Xiandao City division of the Xiandao Empire, only Wuji and Blazing Academy are currently facing off. However, they will gradually face off in the upcoming preliminaries. In the 7th round of the preliminaries, Wuji Academy defeated an ordinary academy. Shrek Academy, on the other hand, faced Shenfeng Academy in advance. Even without Feng Xiaoshan, Shenfeng Academy still had 2 Soul Masters and 5 high-level Soul Lords. This battle was Shrek Academy's toughest battle to date. In the 8th round of the preliminaries, Wuji Academy faced Shenfeng Academy. This was due in part to Feng Xiaoshan's presence at Wuji Academy, but also because Shenfeng Academy knew it couldn't defeat the opponent. It simply conceded defeat. This winning streak continued until the 10th round. In the 11th round, Wuji Academy faced Xiangjia Academy, which had also achieved an 11-round winning streak. When the teams were announced for the 11th round, the audience rejoiced. Except for the first round, where the Spirit Hall's Platinum Cardinal, Salus, drew the lots. Salus remained uninvolved in the subsequent rounds. Therefore, for the audience, the clash between Wuji Academy and Xiangjia Academy was no different from the previous matches between Wuji Academy and Chihuo Academy, or between Shrek Academy and Shenfeng Academy. With only a few participating academies from the entire Xiandao City region boasting Soul Sect members, this type of clash was a favorite for many viewers. The match between Wuji Academy and Xiangjia Academy wasn't the first match of the 11th round. Yanzi, I leave it to you. Yan Yibai simply said. Don't worry, they won't stand a chance. Du Guyan twirled her fingers through her hair, seemingly casually speaking, yet in reality, she held undeniable confidence. Poison was the best way to deal with tough, powerful soul masters like those from the Xiangjia Academy. Du Guyan, a level 54 control type battle soul king, had no problem using his poison against soul masters. Chapter 100, Soul King appears. Fusion soul skills. Next, let's invite the players from Xiangjia Academy and Wuji Academy to enter. Both teams have won 10 consecutive games. I wonder which team will triumph this time. Let's all look forward to the exciting matchup between Wuji Academy and Xiangjia Academy. The commentator said into the microphone. Sect Master Huan, it's your turn for Xiangjia Academy to face Wuji Academy. Ceres said, his gaze fixed on the scene, his tone expressionless. While Wuji Academy is strong, my Xiangjia Academy is also confident of victory. Huan Zhen declared confidently. Xiangxiang Huan Zhen, a level 87 defense type soul Douluo and leader of the Xiangjia sect. Comic. Xiangjia sect leader Huan Zhen has been following behind the Spirit Hall's Platinum Bishop Ceres for a long time. Huan Zhen's confidence stems from Xiangjia Academy's formidable defense. They are fully capable of securing victory, especially with his grandson Huan Li's fourth soul skill, which combines both defense and offense. Besides, their Xiangjia Academy also possesses treasures bestowed by the Spirit Hall. With such a treasure's blessing, what does Wuji Academy hold? Sect Master Huan, I hope you won't let me down, and His Holiness the Pope down. Salus turned and looked at Huan Zhen. Don't worry, Bishop. Ali is the most outstanding disciple our sect has ever seen. As my eldest grandson, his talent is even greater than mine. And with the gift bestowed by the Pope, we won't be defeated in this battle. Haha. Then it's up to the young sect master to perform. Salus walked over to Huan Zhen and patted him on the shoulder. The Pope doesn't like useless people. Salus continued in a low voice. Ha. Spirit Hall. Xiangjia sect. Emperor Zuyi looked at Salus and Huan Zhen, who stood behind him, a cold look in his eyes. Such a blatant act clearly signaled the Xiangjia sect's choice. Your Majesty, the close ties between the Elephant Armor sect and the Spirit Hall have been going on for a long time. Emperor Zuyi closed his eyes. Something's becoming increasingly troubling. Due to conflicting interests and power dynamics, Emperor Zuyi had no choice but to yield. The Spirit Hall was currently merely expanding its influence within the Spirit Master community. As long as it remained a sacred place for Spirit Masters, rather than aiming to unify the continent, it hadn't truly touched the core interests of the Heaven Dao Empire. Consequently, the Heaven Dao Empire would only yield under the pressure of the Spirit Hall's immense Spirit Master power. The balance was that the Spirit Hall could only be number one in the Spirit Master world on this continent, while the Heaven Dao Empire and the Crossing Luo Empire could reign supreme. If the Spirit Hall crossed the line, these two empires would no longer tolerate its weakness. On the field, Hu Yanli looked at Du Guyan, who was at the forefront, and couldn't help but sneer, a scornful smile on his face. Wuji Academy sent a woman like you to fight us. Ha 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 ha. Where's Feng Xiaoshan? Let him come out. Indeed, Feng Xiaoshan wasn't on Wuji Academy's team this time. The Wuji Academy players were starting number 1, Du Guyan, along with 3 Soul Masters, Oscar, Yang Te, and Niu Shan, and 3 Soul Lords, Qiu Wuji, Li Menqi, and Yi Qingling. Oscar and the others were largely aware that they were just there for show. Facing the ridicule from Xiangjia Academy, Du Guyan remained silent. Her cool demeanor shone calmly, her composure terrifying at that moment. Oscar and the others, on the other hand, looked at Xiangjia Academy with pity. If others didn't know Du Guyan, how could they not know her? The femme fatale Du Guyan. Only around Yan Yibai did she display a feminine air. It seems the players on both sides are getting impatient. Let's get down to business. Wuji Academy vs. Xiangjia Academy. The match begins now. The commentator's voice blared from the speakers. Since you won't come out, don't blame me for being unkind. Xiangjia Academy, listen up. Crush these Wuji Academy bugs. In an instant, the soul seals of each Xiangjia Academy student appeared, and their spirit rings rose. Charge. Xiangjia Academy's Linup resembled the North Star, a combination of offense and defense. However, the response from Xiangjia Academy was the Black Spirit Ring on Du Guyan. Impossible. Xiangjia sect leader Hu Yansen was furious. Completely ignoring Ceres, who was still sitting in front of him, he slammed his chair and stood up, his face filled with disbelief. Du Guyan, who came into Hu Yansen's sight, was adorned with 5 spirit rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 1 black. Salus's eyes were also filled with shock. He had never imagined that, besides the Spirit Hall, another advanced Spirit Master Academy had a student reach the sulking realm. The audience was on edge. Nothing could be more shocking than a sulking appearing at the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition. Sulking. Wuji Academy actually has a sulking level competitor. A competitor at the Continental Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Competition. This is a first for the Xiandao City competition area. The announcer's voice trembled slightly with excitement, and his words quickly echoed throughout the competition venue, drawing gasps of surprise from the audience. 4th spirit skill, Frost Dragon Poison. Du Guyan's 4th spirit ring flashed, and a chill surged from her body. The poisonous mist released by this spirit skill pounced upon the spirit masters of Xiangjia Academy. Defend. Be careful of the poison. Huan Li shouted. Upon hearing this, the spirit masters of Xiangjia Academy unleashed their respective defensive skills, attempting to ward off Du Guyan's poisonous mist. Du Guyan's eyes flashed with a faint blue-green light, and her 3rd spirit ring immediately shone. 3rd spirit skill, Jade Phosphorus Poison Ring. As she uttered the words, a jasper green poison ring enveloped the 7 members of the Elephant Armor Academy. This Jade Phosphorus Poison Ring not only amplified the power of the Cold Dragon Poison, but also spread even more rapidly, attacking the Elephant Armor Academy Spirit Masters at an even faster rate. Du Guyan's poison took effect quickly, slowing the Elephant Armor Academy Spirit Masters who had activated defensive spirit skills. Huan Zhen's face changed upon seeing this. With his savvy, he could easily see that Huan Li and the others were no match for Du Guyan's poison, which had already entered their systems. He hurriedly shouted, Ali, quickly activate your 4th spirit skill. The only way now was for Huan Li to use his 4th spirit skill, to concentrate the strength of everyone in the Elephant Armor Academy. Perhaps this would repel the poisonous fog, or even slow its encroachment. Huan Zhen knew well that spirit masters with poison attributes might be strong in poison manipulation and control, but their melee prowess was not always certain. The 4th soul ring on Huan Li's body lit up. Huan Li's 4th soul skill, Violent Fusion, can absorb the soul power of multiple soul masters with the same spirit at the same time, transforming into an ancient giant, and his combat power can instantly approach that of a high-level soul emperor. It's actually an absorption type soul skill. Huan Li actually absorbed the soul beasts of the other 6 diamond mammoth spirits. His strength has already broken through the soul emperor. Feng Xiaoshan looked solemn. Yan Yibai, don't worry, he did absorb the other members of his team, and his strength increased sharply, but the poison in their bodies was also absorbed by him. Wow. Giant. The Elephant Armor Academy actually has such a move. The ticket was not bought in vain. This game is so exciting to watch. The audience cheered, with a Soul King with a 10,000-year soul ring in front and a giant with a fusion soul skill in the back. Continue to rush to work. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.